You just have to work it out. Hey everybody, and welcome to the webinar. So just forgive me for a second because we're using a new platform, Webinar Jam, which I've never used before. I usually use GoToWebinar. So I am just trying to get Craig on. He's just trying to work out how to get on. How you going over there, Craig?
I'm going.
He's going. He's a guy, you know. We'll forgive him. Now he's giving me really dirty looks. Just while we're waiting for Craig, well, we've got heaps of people on, which is so exciting because tonight it's Craig and me, and I'm actually, because Craig is the master behind the training, behind the NuStrength methodology, and you know how we are able to get women to eat so much more food and lose body fat and not do cardio. So I'm really actually excited for him to dive a bit deeper into our methodology and how it actually all works, and teach you more because he knows a lot more than me. I'm good at nutrition and I'm good at actual lifting, but he knows more about the training side. So can you just comment and let me know that you can hear me? Just comment in the message box and also let me know where you're from because we get a lot of, here we go. Hi, Julie, Danny, yay, Mel, Sandra. Where's everyone from? Are we from Australia? We have a lot of women from Australia. We have a lot from New Zealand. The Kiwis are bloody taking over. We have women from the UK. We have women from South Africa. We have women from Canada. So we have women all over the globe. I'll just check in with see how Craig's going. Any luck? Is it downloading?
Yeah, it won't open.
Oh.
You're just gonna have to start around there and I'll jump on as soon as I can.
What about maybe try with your laptop? Do you think it's your computer or?
No.
That's what mine did. It said to download the plugin. But what we will do is we will start without Craig because I will talk initially about the nutrition. So we'll get started with that. So I'm just going to share my screen with you so that I can share. Go. Alrighty. So tonight, ladies, I'm going to share with you the 3 steps to building a body you love without restrictive diets or cardio. And I know it might seem crazy because the entire fitness industry sells you low-calorie diets and cardio to get in shape. And I myself killed myself for many years on the treadmill and doing running and you know all sorts of dumb shit. Oh, word of warning, I swear a lot too when I talk about subjects that I'm really passionate about, and this is obviously one of them. So if you don't like swearing and you're really offended by swearing, you should probably get off now because you'll be offended. But if you can handle the slight F-bomb, then you stay on because you're going to learn a lot tonight. So, you know, like I said before, the fitness industry is just full of low-calorie, quick-fix diet. So, you know, most of you have probably done these diets like me, and they work initially. So, you know, you do lose weight and you think, oh, great, this is working. But long-term, you don't get results. So you lose weight, you put all the weight back on, and then you also feel like crap. So the thing is that you don't have to starve yourself and do heaps of cardio and train 6 days a week. I mean, these are just 2 of the women in our program that have lost substantial amounts of body fat and got into shape, and they still look like this. I mean, Mel Collins, and some of you might know her already, she actually works for us now as a client. So it changed her life so much that she's now joined us as a coach, and she's our onboarding and client success coach, and she does an amazing job. And I'll share a bit more about her story soon. So, you know, the thing is, I think that where the fitness industry really fails and fails women and sets them up for failure is that they only focus on how you look. So they don't care about the inside. They don't care about your hormones. They don't care about your sleep. All they do is, I think, they prey on you to look a certain way. And when you're feeling shitty about yourself, you're just so desperate to lose weight and look better again that you do all these crazy diets. And what ends up happening is that, yeah, you do lose weight, but you put it all back on, but your hormones get out of balance, your sleep suffers, you get digestive issues, skin issues, you're moody, PMS. So, and, you know, like these are just some screenshots from women in our program, you know, things like I finally feel free to be spontaneous in control of what my body needs. My skin's cleared up. I get to eat awesome food and not starve anymore. Migraines have gone. I'm sleeping so much deeper. My gut health has improved. My period is pain-free and regular. So, you know, we have a saying at NuStrength is that you need to get healthy to lose body fat, not lose body fat to get healthy. And that is a lot of where our focus is, as well as getting strong and improving your metabolism. So, you know, it's if you have all of these issues and you just go into all these quick fix diets, it actually makes them worse and they make you fatter in the long run. And we'll talk a bit more about that as we go on. So are you on? Are you on, Craig?
Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Can you see in the chat box?
I don't think I'm in the section.
I'm just gonna help Craig for a second, everyone. So just sit tight for 2 seconds, because it's really important that he is on here. So I'm just gonna send it to you in Slack. Yeah, you can just log into Webinar Jam.
Yep.
Everyone can just sit tight. Everyone can check out our awesome Slack. Let me find Craig. Where's Craig? So just log into that. And so everyone, Craig's just logging in now.
What's the login?
It's my email address and the Lynn one. Connection problem. Looks like everyone can still see us. Sorry guys, just sit tight. It's just I really want to get Craig on. It's really important that that he gets on. So are you in? Yeah, so go to Webinar Jam and you can see my webinars. How I Build a Body I Love, Kitty and Craig.
Oh, yeah.
And go to your links.
Yep.
And then see how it says Craig McDonald. Presenters links.
Presenters login links.
And Craig McDonald, and then it says a little arrow, go to live room down the bottom right.
Go to live room.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it working?
It's working.
All right. I think we might nearly be in business. Let's
Once we download that plugin again,
yeah, you've got it.
Already down.
We'll try your laptop.
Okay. Hang on.
We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I think Kim says I have no sound, no notices, but I think everyone else can hear from Sydney, from Australia. Craig McDonald, we are live.
I'm just going to come down there.
All right.
Can I just come down there?
Yeah, come around here. Yeah. So he's going to come around here and sit with me. How exciting. All right.
We're in the tiniest part of the house right now.
And obviously, because we're two, big jacked lifters, it's very hard for us to sit really close together.
Sorry, guys. That's really, I can't stand technical issues like this. I can't keep my shit together. Anyway, we're here.
We're here. We'll go again. We'll start again. All right. So, test screen machine on. Back to the PowerPoint. All righty. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Kitty, obviously. I'm the brains behind this operation. Craig's just a very attractive, pretty looking face. We opened NuStrength. It's just coming up to 3 years ago. And my mission, I guess, and our mission is to free women. So it's to free women from restrictive diets and help them build bodies they love. And as we go on and we share with you, the knowledge and the results we've got for clients, and you'll see why we're so passionate about this. And just quickly before we get into the presentation, I just want to share with you just a little bit about my backstory and, I guess why I'm qualified to speak about this, because, I guess some women would probably look at me and go, fucking Kitty, she's never like walked in my shoes. She doesn't know what it's like. So, and I'm a bit of an oversharer. So get ready for an overshare here. Craig doesn't mind. He's heard it all before. So basically I think, a lot of women have body image issues, and it basically all started for me when I was 17 and I lost my virginity to this guy that I was completely in love with. And you know what it's like when you're a chick at 17 and you think you're in love. And basically we had sex and I lost my virginity to him and he just fucked me off. And then, so since that day, I basically got my self-worth from wanting men to have sex with me. So I was extremely promiscuous. I started to do all these crazy diets. So I was obsessed with how I look. I had to be lean and I had to be small. And yeah, I let men use me basically. And I tried every diet in the sun. So I did fasting, keto, low calorie, just any low calorie diets, low carb. I remember for like, at one point in time, I ate tuna and apples for 12 weeks straight, longer. And
Is that your idea?
Yeah, it was done. It worked though. Like I got really lean. Like I was lean and I was too small.
And weak.
And weak, of course. But I was happy because I was small. And that just continued for like most of my, sort of late teens, early 20s. And then I met my husband. And I was still doing, like I would try every fad diet out there. Like you name the fucking diet, I have done it. And I met my husband and we got married and we were together for nearly 10 years, but I continued to do the dieting. And then I thought, it'd be a good idea to compete, like get on stage. Because I looked at those women and I thought, they look like they've got it all together. They look so happy, and because they're so lean and they're so small. And basically I did that twice, and that only exacerbated my binge eating, because I would have these epic binges. Like I would eat to the point that I felt sick. I would use laxatives. I would make myself throw up. And yeah, I did it twice. And then I got divorced, and I was seeing this therapist, and she's like, Kitty, you talk about nutrition so much. Like maybe you should go and study nutrition. Have you ever, read any of Ray Peat and Emma Skourakis's like work? So she directed me to these blogs, and there's this blog called Defending Fruit and Non-Complex Carbs. And I read it and I was like, fuck, wow. I was like, the alarm, like when the light bulbs go off for you and you're like, fuck, I feel like my whole life, the fitness industry has been lying to me. No wonder I've been failing. And I emailed her and I said to her, I have to work with you. And she was going on maternity leave, and she was only going to take a few clients on. And I got in, did the 12-week program, fucking changed my life. At that same point that I started that, I met Craig, and he just changed the way I view training. And he taught me how to be strong and to lift and to deadlift. And then after I did the program with Emma, I wanted to learn more. So I worked with the lady that wrote the program for 12 months, and we learned, and then we rolled it out into our gym, and we incorporated it into the NuStrength method. So, Craig will explain a bit more, like he's really passionate about teaching women how to lift and get results and not kill themselves. Like you train with a lot of crappy coaches, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at the time when you don't know what you don't know, you look at someone and you just go, wow, that person is jacked, and that's the person that I want to look like. So naturally you look at them and just go, yeah, that's they obviously know what they're talking about, but that's, in a lot of cases, especially in the fitness industry, not often the case. A lot of people are very good at getting themselves into shape, but they're not so good at getting other people into shape. And when they struggle getting other people into shape, the general way of doing things is more output, less input. So over-exercise, underfed. And yeah, that will work initially, and you'll get the instant gratification type weight loss. But it's never sustainable, and it always backfires, and you end up putting weight on, and you don't really know how to actually fix that problem. You're just on this constant hamster wheel. So,
Sorry, I'll just go back to I just wanted to make sure that everyone could hear us. So, yeah, basically, and since then, this completely changed my life. I left my job in mining. I put every single dollar I've ever earned, I'm 37 now, into this business with Craig. And, we love what we do every day, and we love sharing this because, you know, I mean, just now I read a post someone posted in our Facebook group, you know, this Selena, her name is, I love the woman looking back at me now. My eyes are clear. My skin looks great. My body's starting to change. You know, on my period, it's normal. I'm strong. You know, like this has literally changed my life and I'll never have to do another program again. And it makes me so happy. And I just want to share this information with everyone because I feel like that the fitness industry, it sets women up for failure every single day of the week. And it needs us. The fitness industry needs us because women just want to eat real fucking food. I mean, the binge eating too, like that it used to kill me. So, you know, you're probably wondering, well, why is this different, Kitty? Because, you know, I've done a million fucking diets and this is probably just the next one. But like I said before, if you've tried and you've failed and you've done keto, low carb, Michelle Bridges, F45, it's actually not your fault because the fitness industry is setting you up for failure to come back again and again. And we're going to show you the 3-step system that we've used to help me and hundreds of other women build bodies that they love without cardio and fucking bird food. And we're going to show you how you can actually eat the foods you love. Like, you know, we've got this amazing chocolate brownie recipe in our recipe book that is like the favorite. Hey, Craig, your favorite too. It always goes so quick.
It's my afternoon snack with my Baby Bell cheese. It's pretty so good. It's pretty awesome.
And a lot of the women in the program will heat it up at night and have ice cream on it after their dinner. You know, and just you can eat sugar and you can eat good real food and still get a fucking banging body. Like I'm the happiest I've ever been with how I look now, you know, and I don't scrutinize myself and I don't kill myself with cardio anymore. And I just eat, like before I had my dinner, which was potato and butter, and Craig's drinking his bloody juice over here. I've already drunk mine because I'm just a guts of food guts. So over the next hour, we're going to show you the things that will free you from restrictive diets. And we're going to show you how you can actually build lean muscle and lose body fat at the same time. Hey, Craig. Because anyone who tells you that's not possible is...
Well, they've just never done it themselves, so they believe that it can't be done. And all the studies that come out these days is all about, oh, you can't build muscle and you can't lose fat at the same time because of this and that. And it's just like you're missing a few fundamental factors as to why that can't be the case. So, yeah. And
you can improve your sleep, digestion, skin, mood, menstrual cycle, as well as get into good shape. It's not like, you know, I always think about the old crazy diets I used to go on, and because everyone was telling me that you had to eat green fucking smoothies and shakes and almond meal and nuts and seeds. And I would always think, okay, I can look good, but I'm going to feel really shit. But it's like you can actually look good and feel good. And we're going to show you how you can actually eat more food, eat real fucking food, and spend less time in the gym. And anyone who stays on right to the end, we're going to share with you, send you one of our training programs that Craig has developed that I use and that we use in our gym for our group training. We also use with the Women in the Win at Life program. So if you stay on right to the end, we will send you that too. Now, so that you get the most out of this, I want you to switch off your phones, close Facebook, Instagram, take notes, because if you're anything like me, like fucking memory like a fish, and you know, I will tell you things and you'll forget it. So make sure you write stuff down and participate and comment and ask questions. So, you know, we have a chat box, which is really weird that I can't see it when I have the slides up. But anyway, we'll check it every now and then. But we will have a part at the end where we go through and you can ask questions. We'll answer any questions. So if you can, try and hold your questions off to the end. And then Craig and I can sit here and just do an open question rather than trying to, you know, answer them as we go along. So pillar number 1 is you need to stop fucking dieting, because no matter what diet you do, you will always fail, always. And you will be trapped in this vicious circle of lose weight, put weight back on, lose weight, put weight back on, because the fitness industry wants you to keep dieting. Like Michelle Bridges, keto, fasting, F45, you know, if they actually worked, if these programs worked and you got sustainable results and you felt really good, you would never come back. You would never come back.
Well, you wouldn't be on this webinar.
Yeah.
Because you'd have all the answers and you'd be happy and you'd be feeling awesome.
Yeah. You know, fitness models, Instagram actors, like the weight loss industry in Australia is worth $6.6 billion. That is a shitload of money. You know, so why do you think it is that they always run these fucking 12-week challenges? Because, you know, you have to go to the challenge and you starve yourself all the way through and you get results and you get to the end and you're like, fuck, I can't wait to finish this challenge. And then you put all the weight back on. How's that chick you spoke to the other day? And she was like in the middle of doing a good life challenge, hey? And she was hating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I asked her, I sort of said to her, look, you know, why are you sort of here if you're in the middle of a challenge? And she's like, I don't know, I just kind of read your stuff and it just kind of, it sounded just so much better than what I'm doing. So I was keen to sort of find out more. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Like, she was pretty honest about the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, but she'd already done quite a few of them already. And her cycle was like, you know, do her before photos, take the photos at the end of the 12 weeks, look really awesome, and then go, oh my God, thank God.
Thank fuck, I can eat the normal food again. And I'm go back to fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's always impressive to see before and afters.
Yeah.
But what I want to see is the after photo, which is 3 months after.
Yeah.
And just go, what do you look like in another 12 weeks post this challenge of not doing what the actual challenge sets you out to do?
Fail. It's epic fail every time.
Failure.
Yeah. But, you know, it's not your fault because, like, I tried my whole life, the life that I've had so far, to get sustainable results with these programs, and it never worked. It never worked. Like, I would always put the weight back on. I would be starving. I would sleep like shit. Like, you know, I used to think that it was normal just to wake up constantly during the night, and it's actually not. You know, like, it is just so nice to get a good night's sleep. And you know, when I read this, women spend an average of 17 years of their life dieting and they lose their body weight over 9 times during their life. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that is, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's funny, like, since I met you 3 years ago, I sit at 72 kilos and I just stay at 72 kilos. My body fat stays, I mean, it fluctuates slightly, but like, hey, I'm never whinging about, like, oh, do I look fat? You know, fuck.
It's refreshing.
Like, I whinge about other things, don't worry. I'm a bit of a mole sometimes, so he tells me. So everyone knows Oprah Winfrey, right? So I was sitting in my hairdresser's, who actually trains at our gym too, Karen, and she's awesome. And I was flicking through a magazine and I came across this article, and Oprah was like begging for help because she's the fattest she's ever been. So I did a bit of research, and I want you to type in the chat box and I want you to guess how long Oprah's been dieting. Type in the chat box. How many years do you think Oprah has spent dieting? 40 years. So she started her first diet before I was even born. She has tried vegan, shake diets, Weight Watchers, high protein. She did marathons for a long time because all the gurus, all the fitness trainers, everyone out there in the fitness industry told her she needed to cut calories and she needed to do cardio to look good and maintain her weight. How many times have you seen Oprah lose weight and put it all back on? Lose weight and put it all back on. Like literally 10 times probably. Like every year there's probably a magazine going, oh, poor old Oprah, you know, she's looking in the best shape possible. And then now she's put all the weight back on. So,
which is astounding given how much money.
Oh, and how successful and how smart she is. She would have
assistants coming out of assistants' asses as far as preparing whatever food she wanted to have at any point. And it's just like when you've got that much availability and accessibility to having those kind of services around you, it's like, how do you fuck this up? But the reality is it's because of the people of what they're telling her to do. Is that she's obviously not consistent with her food, obviously, because she fluctuates so much. But then she goes on a diet and they just go, right.
Restrict.
Oprah needs to get weight off. Let's just get it off fast. No one can actually go up to Oprah and go, Oprah, you are failing this constantly. You are such a powerful woman. You need to be a better role model. You constantly dieting and fluctuating is setting a really, really poor example. So whoever you've got around you, you're getting your advice from, tell them to fuck off because it's not working. It hasn't worked.
40 years. So it's like, you think if you want to be Oprah, like if you want to continue, you will be Oprah. Like that is a crystal ball. I'm giving you a crystal ball. If you keep doing these diets, you'll fucking end up like her. So what they don't tell you, and I'm going to explain to you a bit of the science behind what happens when you do these really low calorie diets. So your body's primary fuel source is glucose, so sugar. It runs off sugar for fuel. So let's imagine your body is a car and you are going to drive it all the way across the other side of Australia, but you're only going to put half a tank of fuel in. What's going to happen, Craig?
Well, it's not going to get very far.
I know, fuck. It's not going to make it, is it? It's only going to go halfway.
Yeah.
So
depending what car it is, depending.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to make it. So let's imagine your body is like that car. So you don't put enough fuel in, so you don't eat enough food. You cut all your calories down, and then you probably a mum and you've got kids and you work and you're trying to train. So you're not putting enough and stress. So you're not putting enough fuel in. But somehow your body, it's not like a car. It doesn't. You don't just drop dead and fall over and stop going. It keeps going. So your body has built-in mechanisms to keep it going when you don't put enough fuel in. So when this happens, your body thinks it's an emergency. So the alarm bells go off and 2 stress hormones rise, adrenaline and cortisol. So what these two hormones do is they keep you alive in an emergency. So adrenaline will first release stored glycogen from the liver and muscles and use that, but obviously that doesn't go very far. Then it stimulates the release of fatty acids for fuel. And people are like, yeah, but Kitty, isn't that really good? We want to use fat for fuel. Not under the direction of adrenaline, because when your body has to burn fat in a stressful state, it uses 3 times as much oxygen and it creates less carbon dioxide and it creates even less energy. So it's very inefficient and really stressful on the body. And at the same time, here comes cortisol. So cortisol breaks down your skin, thymus, and muscles to release amino acids to be taken back to the liver to be converted to glucose. So basically, you're breaking down your own body. So when you do these stupid diets, you do heaps of cardio, not only are you losing fat, but you're also losing muscle. So yeah, you lose weight, but you just end up a skinny fat version of yourself. And at the same time, your body is smart. So when you do this consistently over time, it goes, well, fuck you. I need to down-regulate my metabolism, so temperature, pulse, digestive juices, hormone production, so that it goes into survival mode. And basically you burn less and less energy. So you're like, fuck, I need to eat less and less and less and less and less. And then you get to the point where you're like, I'm so hungry, I'm so tired, I can't sleep, that you end up binge eating. So, and no woman gets fat from eating 1,200 calories. You get fat because you restrict and then you binge, and then you restrict and then you binge. So slowly your metabolism slows down. Then you go and binge on all this. My favorite was I used to consume packets of Jersey caramels, these fucking like glucose syrup lollies from Woolworths, pizzas, corn chips. There was this brand of corn chips I loved, and I would eat till I felt sick. So metabolism slows down, you eat all this dog shit food and you get fat. And the other thing that women don't realize is that when your stress hormones are constantly elevated and your blood sugar is low, not only do you get weight gain when you go and eat crap, you get hormonal imbalances. So you become estrogen dominant. You get digestive issues, so bloating. Like all of a sudden you'll start to get like issues around digesting certain types of food, lactose intolerance, cravings, fatigue. You're just so tired all the time. Reproductive system issues. So I remember 1.6 months without getting a period. And then when I did get it, it was extremely painful. Low libido. How many of you out there don't want to fucking bang your husbands? It's a real problem. It's a real fucking problem. Like, how many women come into our program, they're just like, I just don't want to have sex with my partner.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous because it basically, it alters, your hormones get all out of balance. So you don't want to have sex anymore. Your immune function suffers. So a lot of women come to our program, get sick initially because their immune function is low. Sleep quality degrades. So you wake up during the night. Like, so many women come to us and they wake up numerous times during the night to go to the bathroom. So they get up in the morning, they're never rested. That is not normal. You should sleep through the night. Inflammation rises. You get muscle loss. Your skin thins and wrinkles, and your brain, mood, concentration, and liver suffer. So basically you become a pain in the ass. Pretty much. And your husband thinks you're a pain in the ass. Because you're not having sex with him and you're a moody bitch. Pretty much. But it's like, I realize now, like now that I look back at that and I think about all the, like, I just ate chicken, broccoli, rice, nuts, seeds, all this shit, like low calories. No wonder I was so angry all the time. No wonder my period was so fucked. No wonder I would lose weight and then put it all back on. So, you know, if you continue to do these diets, you'll be tied to the scales. You'll yo-yo, your weight will yo-yo. You'll feel trapped by food, and you'll go around in circles. So, you know, I always say to women, if you can't see yourself doing a diet, so like all the women in our program are like, wow, this is a lifestyle change. I'm just going to be like this forever because it's sustainable and it's enjoyable. So it's like, if you eating the food you're eating now, if you're like, I can't see myself eating this in 6-12 months time, don't do it. Hey, Craig.
No.
There's
you
no
need
point.
to rethink your approach.
Yeah, totally.
It's going to be a painful 6 months, and in the end, you're not going to get the result that you actually want anyway.
Yeah.
You know, the scales might say it, your clothes might sort of show up, but what you're really after is not going to be that.
Mm.
So
that's number one. So if you only take away one thing from this, is just like eat more fucking real food and just stop doing these dumb diets, because like I've never ever had anyone like seen anyone who is successful long term. Some of them are, like, actually I lie. Some of them are successful at keeping the weight off, but they're fucked. Like, they're small, but they come in with period issues, digestive issues. Like one woman who came to our program, and I'm actually going to get her on to do a live training, but she's had no periods for 2 years. She had severe constipation, so just would never eat. Had to take all of this stuff to do it, never slept through the night, low energy, just exhausted all the time. Hair was falling out, skin was fucked, nails were like breaking. She was surviving under 1,200 calories a day. Now she's eating over 2,000 calories. Her skin's better. She shits every single day. She's got more energy. She sleeps. So it's like, if you do these, you're just going to continue to smash your body, and like the long-term effects of that, it's just going to get worse and worse. And in fact, I actually just did an interview on my Sugar Babes with a lady who's 50. And she's just done our program, and she had severe bloating. Like, she looked like she was 9 months pregnant. I'll release this interview next week. But she's like, Kitty, this program's changed my life. She was like, I was just stacking on the weight. I was hormonal. My period was all over the shop. I was menopausal. I was trapped like food. And now at 50, she's like, it's completely changed my life. And this is just eating real food, like real fucking food, and weight training.
Was that Len?
Yeah.
Do you have like a 4-week progress?
Oh, I should. I'll show you the photos and think it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think I saved it on my desktop.
It's ridiculous. So that is number one. Now this is number two, where we're going to talk a bit more about the methodology and Craig's methodology, and what he's developed, and the programming and how it all works, so that we don't have to do cardio and that we only have to train 3 days a week. So you have to stop doing cardio. Like, you have to stop doing cardio and you have to get strong. You have to get as strong as fucking possible. So like this week at the gym, when we were down in Melbourne, I deadlifted 150 kilos for 10 reps, and I was fucking sore for the next 2 or 3 days. Now, I haven't trained since then. I did a little bit of upper body stuff, and then I'll go back and train Thursday. So that would have been, I trained Saturday. And the reason why I can eat so much food and do so little training, only 2-3 days a week, is because I'm super strong and I don't do any cardio. I walk my dog. That's the only cardio I do. Like, you can walk and play with the kids and go for bike rides and swim and stuff, but you don't need to be killing yourself on the treadmill doing fucking boot camps and all the crap that all these bloody fitness models tell you to do. So I like RPM. Who here used to do RPM? I used to get up every fucking day, 6 days a week, do RPM, body pump. Oh my God, body pump. Oh, I've done so much fucking body pump, Craig. It makes Craig cringe. And see, what the fitness industry doesn't tell you is that when you do exercise to burn calories, it actually slows your metabolic rate. So look at any like long distance runner. They have extremely low pulse and extremely low resting heart rate. So because your body, it wants to get more efficient at doing that certain, like running or doing basically like RPM. And what it also does, especially when you combine it with low calorie diets, it actually burns off your muscle. So the muscle is the thing that we want to give us that beautiful shape and to increase our metabolism. And the other thing too is a lot of women come into our program with hormonal imbalances and damaged metabolism. So it's like doing cardio is just adding more stress to the body. So we have to heal the body first, then introduce the weight training. And then if you want to, it's just movement. Like slow movement is good. Hey, Craig, like not running, killing, and Craig will go into more detail. But, like think about, and it all makes so much sense to me now when I met Craig and I had the body that I had, which isn't the body that I have now, my training program used to consist of 6 days a week, sometimes 7. I would go in and I would do like all the different body part splits, and I would never track my training, and I would never deadlift, and I would barely ever squat and barely ever bench. And then I would go and do cardio. So I was basically doing everything else except for building more muscle, because every woman, like my goal is I want to look toned and athletic. That's what I want to look like. Like, I don't want to be skinny. I want my legs to be shapely. I want my shoulders to be shapely. So Craig was like, well, think about it, Kitty. Like, what makes you look toned? The definition of toned is having more muscle, well-defined muscles with less body fat. So in order for a muscle to grow and get bigger, you need to get stronger. Your body must be forced to adapt to tension and go above and beyond what it's previously experienced. So what does that mean? It means that, you know, how do you build muscle? You get stronger. Like, if you've got 2 women, one can say deadlift the bar plus 2 10-kilo plates, and one can deadlift the bar plus 2 20s and 2 10s. Who's going to be stronger? Who's going to have more muscle? Of course, the one that can lift more weight. Like, and you know, a common misconception with women is that they think that, oh, fuck, you know, I'm going to get really bulky if I lift weights. But like, these are just some of the women in our program. Like, do they look bulky to you? They look amazing. Like, these are women that have come in eating and existing, like Alison Maisie in the middle. She's a runner. She was eating under 1,200 calories a day, logging 30 kilometers of running a week, because the fitness industry told her. She was restricting her food intake. She was exhausted all the time. So now she eats 2,100 calories and she strength trains 3 days a week. Look how banging she looks. Melissa Collins. So she actually works for us now. So she was training, same thing, 6 days a week, heaps of cardio, eating under 1,400 calories. Now she eats 2,200 calories. She strength trains 3 days a week and she's strong. And Nika Rutherford on the left. So, you know, a lot of women go, yeah, but Kitty, like all the women that you show on the program, like they've never been really overweight. Anika was 107.5 kilos when she started the program. She's now down 25 kilos. She also had severe PCOS and endometriosis, and she would just bleed heavily for like a month. Her period now comes every 28 days. It's regular, and she's down 25 kilos. And she squats 150.
Yeah, so just guys, so that photo on the left where she's 107, right there she was able to squat about 110 kilos. The one on the right, 25 kilos down, she now squats about 145. Right? So the change is she has gotten massively stronger than what she was 25 kilos heavier, right? And she is being improved with her food. Like, she's changed her whole diet around to work with foods that work with her and what she enjoys, not follow all the fad stuff. So the difference between the person that you are now and the person that you want to become is determined by how much you can lift. That's what it is. If anyone tells you otherwise, they haven't done it themselves. The reality is the reason why Kitty looks the way she does is because of what she's physically capable of doing on any given day within the gym, right? So she hadn't trained for, it was probably like 5 days. Went down to Melbourne. We went to Fitness First in there, got a parcel with some friends. And what did you do? 150 for 10. For 10. And like, it's always funny because, I can look around in the gym and like people just kind of go, whoa, like that's really, really heavy weight and that's really, really impressive. And people go, oh, I want to look like you. I want to have legs like that. I want to have an ass that looks like that. Your back's really, really nice. It's just like, well, the only reason you don't have that is because you're not physically capable of doing what she's doing. That's the reality. Now, we couldn't just go, hey, everyone, start deadlifting 150 kilos. Like, it's just not going to even move, right?
Like Ali, so when she was down there, her last, because she lives on the Gold Coast, but sometimes they'll come to our gym. So she deadlifted 105 for how many reps?
She deadlifted, it was 100 for 13.
Yeah,
that was kilos. when she came up. When she first started, she could barely do 50.
Yeah.
So it was like, the reality is the person that you want to become has to become massively stronger, but you need to start somewhere. You need to start at a basic fundamental level and go, what am I capable of right now? And then start working towards the physical capability of someone who is capable of deadlifting, 100 kilos for 30 reps like Ali.
Do you know what we should do? We should log into our online platform that we use, and you can show them what you mean with the 70 kilos. You can show them with the deadlift. Let's do that. That'll be good. We're gonna we're gonna show you guys.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, it will. I'm just going to show you guys something. Share the screen again with you, and I'll just so go share screen, share on. There we go. All right. So I'm going to let Craig's going to show you. Oh, of course, yes, yeah. I'm just so big and muscular.
You just hobble space. Okay, so let's actually go into Alison's. How do you spell that? Alison. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. This is how we want to actually track your body composition and give you an actual specific objective goal to work towards. Now, at current...
Can I just ask a quick question, Craig? So can you tell me...
Are you going to interrupt me through this whole speech?
No, I'm just going to just quickly ask at the start. So why is it that we focus... Because, the fitness industry always, and this is how I was taught too, is that it's weight loss. Weight loss is what is important. Why is that not important, and what is it more important to focus on? You talk a lot about body composition. So
okay. So total weight is made up of two things: muscle and fat, right? If you control your body weight with your calories, like your food, your intake, if you want to put on 10 kilos, you would just eat more food than what you're eating, obviously. If you wanted to lose some weight, you would essentially eat a bit less than what you're eating. So the food that you take in on a daily basis is what controls your body weight. So body composition is going, okay, muscle and fat. We want our muscle to increase, right? So if you're eating the same amount of food that's maintaining your body weight right now, but your muscle increases, but your body weight doesn't change, then if your muscle increases, your fat needs to come down. So this is what we're talking about body composition. It's the ratio of muscle and fat in regards to your total body weight. So muscle goes up, fat has to come down if total body weight doesn't change.
And obviously, you want to look toned. Every woman wants to look toned. So being toned is we always want to have more muscle and less body fat, right?
Yeah.
That's toned.
Yeah. It's just we all intuitively know that. We all intuitively know what he wants more fat, but when you're saying, oh, I've lost 5 kilos of total body weight, and you're like, but what of the 5 kilos was what? How much of it was muscle and how much was fat? And most people go, I don't know, I just lost 5 kilos. And I'm like, do you actually look like the person that you want to look like? The answer is usually no, but we're just happy that we've lost 5 kilos. So it's okay, let's start being a little bit more specific, right? So if we look at Alison, we go, right, she's 70.5 kilos at 24% body fat. Her goal is to be 68 kilos at 18% body fat, right? So what does it mean? She needs to diet off 2.5 kilos of weight, but she needs to train on 2.2 kilos of muscle, which will equal a net fat loss of 4.7 kilos. So what does that actually mean from a strength point of view? Right now, her current maximum lifts, right, or what she's physically done when she first started was squat 75, bench 45, and a deadlift of 90 kilos. So for her to put on 2.2 kilos of lean muscle mass, her squat needs to go up to 83.8, her bench needs to go up to 51.6, and her deadlift needs to go up to 100. Now, we know that Alison, these are kind of our older numbers because we haven't actually updated her for quite a while, but we know she's at the point now where she's actually deadlifting 100 for 13. So I don't know what her current measurements are right now, but the reality is the one thing we 100% know is if you want to be 18% body fat down from 24% body fat, but without much of a total body weight change, in this case 2.5 kilos, then the one thing that we do know is that you need to get massively stronger than what you are right now. So again, diet off 2.5 kilos, but train on 2.2 kilos of muscle. So the result of that is a net fat loss of 4.7 kilos. Now we're talking about body composition. We're now going, what's the total weight we want to be at? What's the body fat percentage? What does our strength need to at least be at to represent the lion's share of what training on 2.2 kilos of lean muscle would be? So let me ask you a question. Would you do golf? Would you learn to play golf in order to help you be a better football player? The answer is absolutely not. That's ridiculous. So why would you go and do cardio and boot camps and boxing and all these other irrelevant activities that doesn't build muscle? Oh, because apparently all of these cardio-based activities burns fat. Yes, maybe, but you've got no way of measuring it. And the reality is, if it was that effective, again, you probably wouldn't be on this webinar, because that's what everyone else is doing, and we are fatter than we've ever been as a nation. Everyone does cardio. Everyone does HIIT. Everyone does F45 and all this other fantastic stuff. But at the end of the day, you're not being specific enough to becoming what it is that you're trying to achieve. You're trying to get stronger, to become more toned, more athletic. You need to control your body weight with your food. Get those two right, your body fat comes down, because we want fat going down and muscle going up. So anything that doesn't come to the point of you actually achieving that result is a complete and utter fucking waste of your time. Do not do irrelevant activity. Boot camps, boxing, it's shit. It's not getting you to where you want to be. Lift weights, get strong, measure it. Eat your food that you enjoy, measure it. Look at the outcome, right? And then make an objective, intelligent decision on how you need to change the two variables that matter: lifting weights, food that you stick down your neck. That's it. Do not focus on anything else. After that, it's just like sleep and, sunlight and lifestyle and those sort of things. But
And this you can see Craig very passionate at this, but this program here this is what we use, isn't it, Craig, for every single woman that comes into our program.
Yeah.
So
I'll just show the training. So the training this is how we measure it, right? So we go into here and we go, right. So Alison, her current PB on her military press is 27 kilos. At 20 kilos, she's going to need to do 14 reps to give her a 28 kilo max. So when she goes into the gym and she does her warm-ups, her first set, she goes, right, I need to get 14 reps with 20 kilos in order to beat that 27 kilo PB. If she can get more than that, if she gets, say, 16 reps, that's going to equal 29, 19 reps is going to equal 30. So the more reps she gets, the bigger that max goes up. This will change. And then when she comes in next week, the numbers will adjust again. And the whole point of this is about beating your previous best. So if you're looking at your numbers and you're playing the numbers and know where you need to be, as long as you're hitting those numbers, you are progressing. Don't hit the numbers and you don't progress. It's really, really simple. Then all of a sudden that you realize the whole time that you spend in a fucking RPM class or running around a field doing all this insulting activity like throwing a ball over your head or whatever isn't going to do anything for you, because you are not anywhere massively stronger. You're not doing anything that allows you to measure being massively stronger. Therefore, the result that you get is in hopeful result. So when you don't get that result, you won't be able to know what to change, because you can't explain how that result was going to get you the result you wanted in the fucking first place. Okay? I hope that all makes sense.
And this is cool. Like, I have this same program, not this exact same program, but, there's an app you download on your phone, you take into the gym, it tells you, like on Saturday, I went to the gym and it recomposed, said, Kitty, in order for you to beat your previous calculated 1RM, you have to do 9 reps. So I fucking did 10. So I was like, Kitty 1, recomposer 0. I was pumped. But yeah, so
you do realize those numbers are based off you, not because the system is going, you need to do this.
No, I know.
It's looking at your
I know.
Kitty, to beat your previous best.
But I was like, I did one more than my best. So I was pretty stoked about that.
Oh, that's very good.
But every woman that comes in a program, we we take them through a 3-level progression system. So we teach them how to lift from scratch. And then we strength test them and put them onto this program. And it's individualized and customized to them. So we can track and measure every rep and every set. And that's how we get our women to get really strong. And we teach them how to become better lifters, and we help them master. That's another thing, mastering the craft. Like you want to get good at something, you need to master it. You need to be obsessed with it. You know, like I'm obsessed with lifting. I love deadlifting. I love going into the gym every day and having numbers to go for, and it's really empowering. So like I was in the gym in Melbourne and I had like 310 on the leg press. I did like 26 reps, and the guys that were standing there were just like, "You are incredible." I was like, "I know, I'm much stronger than you. I know."
Also pretty modest as well.
I know. But you know, like
Mostly.
but all the women they in our program, they get really pumped. They get pumped from lifting, from being strong. So it's like it's going to also flow onto other areas of your life. Like you feel strong in your body, and you can see the progression, and you can feel your body changing. It's really, really empowering. So ladies, you've got to get strong. Hey Craig, like that is secret number 2. So we'll just go back to our PowerPoint. Here we go. Yeah, so you can see that these chicks, they aren't turned into fucking Arnie, so don't worry.
If anyone ever does, though, please let me know your secret.
Because Craig's trying. So another reason why we want more muscle is because, so as you get stronger, it forces your body to grow muscle. Is muscle at rest burns fat for fuel. So what basically happens, and we'll talk about the nutrition component after this, is that, you know, you find a calorie range and a macronutrient split, and then find the foods that work for you. And then if you be consistent with that, and you find a spot where you're not starving and you can sleep through and you've got energy, as you build more muscle, your metabolism increases and you burn more fat at rest, and slowly the fat comes off without you having to actually kill yourself doing cardio. It also means that at rest, your body burns more fat for fuel. So while I just sit here, I am burning much more fat than you because I have much more muscle. The other thing is it's going to give you beautiful shape. So it's like nice round butt, good set of fucking quads, you know, like nice shoulders, no more tuck shop arms. And like Craig said before, scale weight is not a good indicator of progress. I'm 10 kilos heavier than when I actually started doing this, and I look way, way better. This is another example, Maria Disco. So these photos are only 12 weeks apart. So, you know, she came in and started training in our gym initially, and then she moved off and just worked with us online. And she, at her strongest, could deadlift 2.5 times her body weight. She could squat 1.8 times her body weight and bench her body weight. And you can see these photos, they're only 12 weeks apart. So look at the shape in her stomach. Look at her legs. Like, so she started eating 1,400 calories. In this last photo, she was eating 2,100 calories, and she was training 3 days a week for 3 hours, doing no cardio. Here's some photos of me. So like when I talked about, this is a photo for when I did the competing the second time. And like I was 54 kilos in this photo. I was eating 1,200 calories a day, training 6 days a week. I did cardio every single day, sometimes twice a day, never deadlifted, could squat 40 kilos, binge eating like a mofo, hating life, no period, living off the cock and brock diet, as my friend Blaine calls it, the chicken and broccoli diet. I was just consumed. Like I thought about food every single second of every single day. It was either, okay, I've just got to be strong and avoid the office morning tea, to what am I going to have for my cheat meal, to binge eating and then hating myself the next day and just repeating that cycle. Now, 74 kilos. So I range between 72 to 74. I eat between 26 to 3,000 calories a day. I train 3 days a week. I can deadlift double my body weight for reps. So I did 150 for 10. Squat double body weight. I can just about bench my body weight, and my period comes every single month. It's pain-free. I eat heaps of food. I love my food. I don't binge eat anymore. It's a thing of the past, and I feel free. Like I'm finally free from all these crazy restrictive diets. And we've got ahead of ourselves because I wanted Craig to talk about the NuStrength methodology, and he's already done that. But, you know, perhaps you could talk a bit, Craig, about the current program that women are doing now, like what the total reps, you know, what's the you know, what's the goal for them each program that they, because we change the program every 4 weeks. So each month they have a new program, and
so generally we'll work it in like 12-week blocks, so there's 3 4-week blocks. And the goal of each one of them, you start, week 1 is like high volume, and then sort of like moderate volume, then high intensity, then you'll have a deload week, and then the next phase will come in at a little bit heavier, and then you'll taper up from there. What the guys are doing at the moment is total reps, which is a personal favorite. Mine is probably one of the hardest ways that you can train, or the way we do it anyway. And basically the way it works out is you go, okay, we're going to start at about 65% of your current maximum. So let's say, for maths point of view, let's say you can squat 100 kilos. So 65% of that would be 65 kilos. You've got 50 total reps to do, and you've got 5 sets to get it done in. So the goal is to push to your absolute maximum on each set, because each time you stop, you have to put more weight on the bar. So basically what you do is you'll squat with 65, say you get 20 reps, right? You rack it up, you take a breather, you have to add 2.5 kilos to the bar. Squat again, so let's say you get 10 reps, so you've done 30 total reps, you've still got 20 reps to do, but now you've got to increase the weight again. Then all of a sudden, because you're exhausted and you're putting more weight on the bar, things are starting to get really, really hard. Now remember, we've started at 65% of your capacity. So it's not that heavy in the start, but because you're doing a shit ton of reps, it starts to get really, really, really hard. So again, when people go, oh, I need to do HIIT training and cardio, and I'm like, total rep squats will be the worst thing you've ever done. However, the effect, the stimulus that you will get from something like that is beyond anything that you can do. So you've got 5 reps, and then you've got 50 total reps, you've got 5 sets to get it done, and you've already done 3, you're up to 30. So essentially you can try and go and get the last 20 in this last set. You don't need to add another weight to the bar, or you could break it down into a set of 10 and add more weight to the bar. So it becomes like this, I have to make these decisions on how quickly I can get this done in the most effective way in order for me to progress. And then the next week it'll be 40 reps, but you're going to start at 70%. And then the week after that, it's going to drop down to 25 reps, but you're going to start at like 80%. So this is how we sort of structure it. And by doing this, it forces you to train to a level that actually forces the adaptation, forces the stimulus to create the adaptation that you need in order for your body to change.
And build muscle.
It's just, you can't expect to continue to do things that your body is capable of doing at any given point in time and expect it to change. You need to force that growth. You need to put the appropriate stimulation on there. And then once you've done that, you don't go back to the gym until you've fully recovered. Right? So it's not about the amount of work you can do in a week. It's about the quality of work that you can do, and not return again until you can put in another quality type effort. I hope that makes sense. It's you can either train really hard and intense, or you can train with a lot of volume, but you can't do both. And the reality is that anyone who focuses on a volume model, like with cardio when you run on a treadmill, you've got to keep doing more and more and more, do more multiple sessions per week in order for that to continue. With weight training, it's about hard effort after hard effort and infrequently doing it so that you recover. Once you can get in that mold and understand that this is the level that I need to train at, you'll realize that you won't be physically capable of going to the gym and doing more work on these other days, because you're like, man, I need more rest. I need a break. I'm sore and I'm tired. You know, but it's that level in which your body adapts.
And the more muscle you have, the more food you can eat. So now, you know, I can comfortably eat 2,800 calories a day and just walk my dog and weight train 3 days a week. And I love my body. Like, I'm toned, I'm athletic, I'm strong. You know, I feel like I look good in shorts. All that shit's out, it's gone now. Like, all that just hating my body and, you know, binging all the time. Like, I don't even think about food anymore, except that I just really enjoy it. And like tonight, after we finish this webinar, I'm having custard before I go to bed. Custard, I love custard, or ice cream. You know, it's just real food.
Condensed milk.
We love condensed milk. So that's pillar number 2, that you need to get strong. So now we're going to dive a little bit more into the nutrition aspect. So this is a big part of it as well. And so many women come into our program. Like, I actually just got a message just then from a lady in our program, Kitty, I'm eating 750 calories I'm dropping weight, really starting to get hungry now. Should I increase it? I'm like, absolutely, increase it up to 1900. I had a lady who just, I see these posts all the time in our Facebook group, oh, I'm down 5 kilos and I'm eating 2100 calories. It's like, you know, women, you need to eat more food and eat more sugar to lose body fat, because when you restrict, your metabolism slows down, and then you do heaps of cardio, and then you binge eat and you get fat. So I know it sounds really, really crazy, but I've done it myself, and I've done it with hundreds of other women time and time again. So, you know, like, who here, fucking sugar, like, it's demonized. It's the villain of the fitness industry. I have fights with people every fucking day on Facebook about it. It drives me up the wall. You know, like, who here is being told to cut sugar from their diet? Who here has been told, like, PTs have told them they need to cut fruit, OJ, dairy, and honey because they're full of sugar? Like, I remember the first diet plan I got from a PT, no dairy, no fruit, except for blueberries because they were low in sugar. And like, it was crazy. So, you know, it's like, and it was 1200 calories too. And you can imagine how long I lasted on that, of course. No, go for it. Craig's just going to drink his juice in the background. So every PT I ever saw told me to cut sugar, cut dairy, cut calories. And, you know, it's so interesting because people are like, sugar is so bad. But, you know, no one understands basic human physiology. So, you know, when I say to someone, well, tell me what your cells run off, your billions and billions of cells, what is their primary fuel source? Some people know, most people don't know. So it's sugar, it's glucose. So your cell's primary fuel source, so what it makes energy out of the most efficiently, is sugar, it's glucose. So, you know, why would you dramatically cut your cell's primary fuel source? Because what happens when you do is what I mentioned before, is that your stress hormones rise, your energy production becomes inefficient, you start to use more oxygen, you create less carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is actually a good thing. It helps to remove calcium and sodium from the cell, and it keeps it nice and stable and happy and lowers inflammation in the body. So when you drastically cut out sugar and carbs, all that means is just your stress hormones are constantly elevated and your body becomes inefficient at making energy, it becomes inflamed, it becomes tired, and then you get all of those issues that we spoke at. So, you know, another thing is that sugar, people don't understand what sugar is. So, well, they understand, but they don't really understand. So white sugar.
It's the devil.
The devil, the thing that's poison. So white sugar is from a fucking plant. It is a natural substance. Yes, it is refined, but it is simply energy devoid of nutrients. So the sugar found in fruit, the sugar found in honey, the sugar found in orange juice is exactly structurally the same as white sugar. The only difference is that fruit, OJ honey, contain nutrients, vitamins and minerals, and contain fiber. So it would be fucking stupid to just go and eat 10 cups of white sugar. But white sugar, it's not poison. It's just energy devoid of nutrients. So you don't want to cut it completely from your diet. You know, like, you want to have fruit, you want to have OJ, you want honey. Think about when you cut your calories and you cut sugar. What is it that you crave? You crave fucking sugar. Like, your body, it's just so dumb. It's like people go, oh, it's poisonous. It's like, well, why would your body trick you into eating poison? It doesn't make sense. So when you, like, hunter-gatherers, when they found beautiful ripe fruit, do you think they would have gone, ooh, this tastes delicious and sweet, I better not eat it because it's poison? Of course not. How would they have known what to eat and what not to eat? They didn't have textbooks saying, you know, eat your fucking raw green smoothies because they're a superfood. They would have tasted it. So when you bite into cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, you know, all these so-called superfoods, what do they taste like? They taste bitter. What does fruit taste like? It tastes sweet. What do we desire? We desire sweetness and salt. The issue is not sugar. The issue is hydrogenated vegetable oils, so polyunsaturated fats. So, like, they're cheap to make. They're used in loads of fast foods and cakes and biscuits and pastries. And then, like, starches and, like, low nutrient food. So don't cut sugar out of your diet. Get your sugars from ripe tropical fruits. Any ripe fruit is fine as long as it digests well. beautiful freshly squeezed juices, honey, dairy. These are foods that are really high in energy, so they give you the energy that you need, but they're also high in nutrients. Then, if you want to have some white sugar in a nutrient-rich diet, it's totally fine because it's just energy. So, like, for example, I'll have juice for breakfast, I'll eat a big bowl of fruit at morning tea, I'll have potatoes at lunch, I'll have a chocolate brownie which has white sugar in it for afternoon tea, homemade. Then I'll have ice cream or custard which has sugar in it as well, like white sugar. But it's part of a nutrient-rich diet, so it's not gonna hurt you. And the other thing too is that, have you ever seen a fat prisoner of war? Like, no one talks about fucking binge eating. All these women that run around and go, oh yeah, but Kitty, I eat 1,200 calories. Fuck off, you do. No one sits at over 100 kilos eating 1,200 calories. Like, we've had women come into our program, they're like Bo is working with like 130 kilos. She's down like 20 kilos. But the reason that she put on so much weight is because the doctors, the nutritionists, the dietitians, the fitness industry people told her, you must cut calories. So she restricted. And of course, your stress hormones rise, you can't sustain it, and you go and binge eat and you eat heaps of shit and then you get fat. So it's like,
you might eat 1,200 calories on a day, but you don't do it consistently. You might eat 1,200 calories
and then you go
binge, and then your next
eat
day
5,000
is like 5,000, and then the next day you might eat like 1,800, and then the next day you might eat 3,000, the next day. So when you work out your weekly average, you're probably consuming maybe 25 to 3,000 calories.
And the thing is too,
it's the average, not what you do on one single day.
But also too, it's like you restrict and your metabolism slows down and your body's inflamed, and then you eat all this crap, which basically, you eat polyunsaturated fat combined with sugar. So polyunsaturated fats actually block glucose from entering your cells, so you just store them as fat. So like shit like McDonald's, cakes, biscuits, pastries, you're eating all of this energy, empty energy, but then your cells are unable to metabolize it for fuel, so it's stored as fat.
Yeah.
So as soon as we get these women to eat more food, so no woman should be eating under 1,800 calories, even if they're not training. So majority of women in our program eat over 2,000 calories a day, and some of the bigger women are eating up to like 2,300, 24, 25, and they're losing body fat because they're being consistent, they're getting their macronutrient targets right, so they're getting enough protein, and then they're not binging anymore. So they're filling their diet with fruits, OJ, honey, food that satisfies them, food that helps them sleep. So, when you're doing all these crazy diets, you're not sleeping. So that affects your metabolism too, because your cells or the mitochondria of your cells repair themselves when you actually sleep. So the mitochondria of your cells, the powerhouses of your cells, repair themselves when you're sleeping. So that is good for your metabolism in itself. So it's like you have to stop going on these crazy, crazy diets. Like, you have to find a spot where you can sit calorie-wise, and you're getting enough protein, because protein's super important, where you don't binge eat, you sleep well, you get hungry before meals, because it's normal to feel hunger, but you're not like, holy fuck, I need to go and smash, like a whole cake. And I can always tell when I haven't eaten enough, because, for example, when we traveled back to Melbourne, light breakfast, we had some cheese and dates and stuff on the plane, some carrots, we didn't have a proper meal, got to the afternoon, landed, went shopping, and I was like, all I could search for was chocolate. I was just like, give me a fucking block of chocolate. And I was like, well, Kitty, you haven't eaten enough during the day. So your body's screaming at you. Your body craves sugar because it wants energy. It's looking for energy. So, I went home, I had a big bowl of fruit, I had a chocolate brownie, I had a big glass of milk, and I was good. So here is a little snapshot of my current diet. So this is between 26 to 2,800 calories a day. So I'll have sourdough bread, not homemade, I should say. I don't make it myself, with homemade pate on toast, with coffee, with milk and sugar. I have 2 of them. I'll have a carrot salad. I'll have baby real cheese, mixed fruit, OJ. I make lamb neck stews. I eat oysters, white fish, seafood, lots of butter. I love butter, vanilla ice cream and custard. So a lot of people are like, yeah, but Kitty, where's all the nutrients in your diet? But people don't actually understand what nutrients are in what food and what you actually need. So this little table down the side is just an American app called Chronometer. So you pop in all your food and it tells you the micronutrient content. So as you can see, that I'm getting like over 100% of nearly all of the nutrients that these are just American guidelines, but you can see, like, this is this diet plugged in. There is not one fucking green vegetable in sight. There is not one nut. There is not one seed. And look at all the nutrients. Like, look at how much vitamin A I'm getting. 613% of the daily recommended intake of vitamin A. You know, like, look at the vitamin C, 485%. So it's like, you don't need to stuff your face with heaps of green vegetables to get the nutrients you need. You can get all the nutrients you need from dairy, from fruit, from root vegetables, from saturated fats, liver, shellfish. Like, we take very minimal supplements. Our supplements are nature supplements. So we eat oysters, we eat liver, packed with all the trace minerals, packed with vitamin A. So vitamin A is so critical to the production of your protective steroid hormone. So if you ever experience PMS, you know, so many women that come into our program, terrible, horrendous menstrual cycles, come out the other side. Like Len, who I just talked to now, the lady who's 50, irregular periods, so painful. She's like, the last 8 weeks, I've had 2 pain periods. They've been pain-free, and they've come every 28 days. And she's 50. So, and this is from 10 weeks of doing this diet like this, and she's feeling like that. So as you can see, it's like, you know, all these fucking stupid fitness owners going, drink your fucking green smoothies because they're so nutrient. No, eat liver, eat oysters, drink dairy. They're the foods that actually have the nutrients in them. So, and you know, part of the process that we go through with our women is, you know, we need to heal the inside first. So like, if you have sleep issues, digestive issues, menstrual cycle issues, any sort of that sort of stuff, you've got to heal that first by getting nutrient dense food into you. So, you know, like, the key is, like I said before, is you need to find a spot where you can sit calorie wise, where you don't feel like you want to smash 10 packets of biscuits. So you get hungry between meals, but you don't want to binge eat, where you have good energy, good sleep, mood, digestion, menstrual cycle, and then you need to just be consistent with that and then get stronger. So when we bring women into our program, we take them through a process where they track their food for 3 days, and then we set them calories and we set them macronutrient targets, and we test and measure. So we get them to eat, they do their own diets, we teach them how to do their own diets, and we give recommendations based on their symptoms. So like, for example, Len had very bad digestive issues. She looked like she was fucking 9 months pregnant. Ooh. So I said to her, cut this out, eat this. Within a week, her bloating had completely gone and her stomach was back to flat. You know, so it's really critical that you, one, don't eat under 800 calories. Even if you're not training, everyone should be eating at least 1,800 calories. And then obviously from there, it's going to depend on your metabolism, your lifestyle, your stress, how much muscle you have. And it's just a process then of testing and measuring to find that good spot for you. And then it's a process that we take them through, like Craig said, of getting stronger. And then basically the fat will slowly come off. So that's it, ladies. That's the 3 pillars. Like, it's not actually anything crazy. It's just stop dieting. So, because whatever diet you do, you're going to fail. Like, you'll be like Oprah, you want a crystal ball? That's the crystal ball. Like, 40 years time, you're going to be dieting. You're going to just lose weight, put it back on, lose weight. So stop it. Never do another diet again. Get stronger and stop doing cardio. Hey, Craig.
Please.
Track your training.
Please.
Yeah.
Do it for yourself. Do it for your sanity. Do it for your partner.
Yeah.
All right. Stop doing dumb shit exercise.
And actually, that's a good lead into what we want to talk about too, is that we get a lot of women who come into our program, and I'm sure the women watching this, they should get their husbands on now, and they're like, yeah, but you know, my husband's going to think that this is just another fucking program that I'm going to waste my money on and throw it down the sink. What would you say to that, Craig? Like, from a guy's point of view, you can understand that, right?
Yeah, look, totally. It's just like, you know, for a lot of women that we speak to, they've done a lot of different programs before, you know, they've probably got on the keto bandwagon, or they've, you know, done the Michelle Bridges and all that sort of thing. And what it is that they fork out, you know, a decent amount of money, and they either do it really, really well and they're a pain in the ass because they're starving, or they just do it for a couple of weeks and then they don't do it at all and it just becomes a giant waste of money. Either way, your husband's just like, I don't want to know about this stuff anymore because it doesn't work. You're either a pain in the ass or it's just a waste of money. So why would this one be different? Well, for starters, it's radically different to all of them because we actually want you to stay sane, for starters. But at the same time, we're talking about optimizing you. We're talking about designing the body that you want, not destroying the current body that you have. Right? And the only way you develop that more toned, athletic, stronger version of yourself is by lifting weights, stop doing irrelevant activity, and eating enough food to fuel those workouts and also make the adaptions to becoming that toned, athletic, more stronger version of yourself. So we don't diet. We just say, eat food that you enjoy, because if you enjoy it, you'll stick to it. The diet that's going to work for you in the long term is the one that you will stick to. So if we can give you a framework to say, this is how you design your own diet, right? And then we give you feedback and continue to give you feedback so you make that light bulb moment and you go, right, this is how I do it now. This is why all of that stuff I was doing in the past seems like a really big waste of time. And I'm just focusing on just getting stronger every session. That's all my objective is every time I step into the gym. Then all of a sudden, you're doing that on 3 days a week. You've got all this time back. You're feeling so much better because you're not dieting anymore. You're eating food that you enjoy. And the reality is your husband's going to look at this food and go, can you make me some of that too? Because that looks really awesome.
And you're going to have a woman of sex with him.
Well, you will, because you'll feel better in yourself. And your husband will see the improvements that you're trying to do, and he'll be more supportive this time because you're not a pain in the ass. And that's the reality. And look, before Kitty, I was in a relationship with like that, and I didn't have the knowledge that I have now, and I wasn't able to help this person. I was just like, why can't you just stick to this diet of 600 calories or whatever she was on that this, you know, some dumb trainer would have it? And it was just, I look back on it now and I just go, man, you were just suffering. You were just cranky and just a pain in the ass all the time because of what you were doing to yourself. You know, and for husbands, it's like they want you to be the best version of yourself. But husbands also look at you and go, I just love you the way you are. I just want you to be happier.
And have sex with me.
And have sex with me. But women will be like, well, I don't like the way I look. I'm self-conscious. I don't want to have sex with the lights on anymore. I don't want my husband to see me and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, that has a massive impact on your relationship long-term, right? And at some point, the females need to take fucking responsibility for the fact that what they're doing is constantly destroying themselves for the same outcome. They're stuck on the hamster wheel. They diet, they binge, they hate themselves, they feel guilty. They diet, they binge, they hate themselves, they feel guilty. It's just endless. It's like, get off that. Start fueling your body. Start feeling good for once. If you feel good, you will stick to it. If you can train to see progress to get stronger, you will get excited by it. And that is why it will work. Not because it's some radical fucking fad diet, but it's just because it's common logical sense. And we just give you a framework and support network to be able to actually make sure you're doing all the things that you need to do. So don't call it a diet, just call it a way of living so that you can win at life. Well, that was good. That was good.
So, you know, you can probably see why I'm so passionate about this, and I just want to...
I'm pretty passionate too.
Oh, he's passionate too.
I get pretty fired up.
Yeah, he does. We both do, because we truly... we know, because it's changed our life so much. And, you know, I think it's so awesome just waking up every day and not being stuck in that cycle. And once you're free from that, you can actually focus on life. Yeah. So you can do, like, I can work. I'm up at 4:30 working, and I'm still working now at like 9 o'clock at night or whatever time it is. And I feel good and I feel energized, and I don't, you know, I'm going to go now and eat my custard, and I'm not restricted anymore. And I just want to free other women, and I want to help them love themselves and look in the mirror and actually love their body, because you should.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't, it shouldn't rule your life. So like, how many of you actually want that? Well, probably fucking everyone, because who wouldn't want that? Like, you know, everyone.
But wouldn't it just be so refreshing to wake up and just go, I actually feel really good and I'm actually happy with the way I look. And I have so much less stress because I'm not constantly thinking about dieting and food and the amount of training that I've got to do and the double session of training here. And like, it's just exhausting, guys. Like, you just don't need to do it like that.
There's a better way.
You just don't. So, yeah.
And, you know, like, I know, like, how many, because we talk to women every day, you know, and like, how many of you feel lost, like lost and overwhelmed with all of the information out there? And, you know, look, you can continue to go through the jungle and you can get lost and you can try and figure it out on your own. But I mean, who would like a proven roadmap? Like, how many of you would like me as your coach to kick your ass every fucking step of the way, because I do, to hold you accountable so you reach your goals. And, you know, like, we're not the sort of coaches that, like, it fucking hurts my soul when a woman comes into our program and doesn't get a result, because I'm like, women don't get a result. It's only if they don't do the work. So if they actually apply what we teach them, and with all the support we give them, everyone gets a result. Like, well, I've got hundreds of testimonials, and I just can't deal with it. So when people don't, so like, I will tell you, I will kick your ass when you need it, because I don't want to take your money and not get you a result. You know, and look, we can walk you through this. Like, we can get you there much, much quicker. We have tested this on hundreds and hundreds of women, and we've refined our program now so that there's the education, there's the knowledge, there's the support, and we guide you so that you can get there quicker. So you don't have to fucking spend all of the years that I did wasting it doing all these stupid diets. You know, we've developed this program to help you not only get into great shape and restrict you from binge eating, free you from binge eating and restrictive dieting, but it's a system that's going to help you build lean muscle, lose body fat, get you strong, and it's going to improve your metabolism, your skin. Like, my skin's the best it's ever been. My sleep's awesome. My mood's great. My menstrual cycle, my hormones are normal. And it's going to set you up with a foundation for life. So, you know, you do our program, you will never, ever need to do another program again. And, you know, we have a lot of women ask us about how it actually works. Like, Kitty, how does your program work? So we run it in 12-week blocks, because we find that you need to commit to at least a minimum of 12 weeks to learn what you need to learn and build those foundations. Many of the women actually stay on with our program longer than 12 weeks. So we've got women who've been with us for 9 months. You know, we bring you on. We actually have a coach now dedicated to your success. So her title is Onboarding and Client Success Coach. So she is with you every step of the way. She does an onboarding call with you. She helps you do your meal plans. Like, she checks and she gives you feedback. She gets on Zoom calls if you're struggling. She checks in with you. She makes sure that you're set up on all the platforms, and if you have any issues with them, she'll help you and hold your hand every step of the way. And she is actually inspirational. Like, she has turned her whole life around doing this program, and now is working for us because she feels so passionately, like I do, about helping women. We have fortnightly group coaching calls. So you get on a call with myself, Craig, or April every single fortnight, and we unblock any roadblocks for you. We kick your ass if you fucking need it, because a lot of the time women will go off track and they'll give us excuses. So if you give me a bullshit sandwich, I'm going to give it right fucking back to you. We don't do your diet for you, because we want to teach you how to do your own diet. So we get you to track your current food intake. Then we help you set macro targets. And from there, you do your own diet with our guidelines. And then we coach you through it. We give you suggestions. We coach you through the issues you have. We help you develop the skills and knowledge to do your own meal plans. We take you through a brilliant, like Craig's training methodology, a 3-level progression system that we teach you how to lift. We have a private Facebook page where you post videos and we give you feedback. So we make you great fucking lifters. Then we strength test you and we put you onto that program that we showed you. So everything's tracked and measured. You get your own customized program every month, so that we know, and we can, Craig jumps in often and he'll have a look at your numbers and see how you're going. If you've got any injuries, we can program around that. We've got heaps of women in the program. Hey? So it's not, it's about if there's a will, there's a way. So we can customize it to you. We have a app called Slack. So not only do you get the group coaching calls, but you get instant access to us to ask questions, get feedback, get support on anything you need. So there is, you can't fail in our program. If you fail, it's just if you just don't turn up and do anything. So if you turn up and you do the work and you do what we tell you, you will succeed and you will have all the support to do it. And, you know, like, we know that our program can't help everyone. And if you still think that you can get results doing cheap programs, like Kayla Itsteins, then I can't help you. And Craig and I actually did a little testing. We were like, okay, we're going to run our program cheaper, because we don't want to sell information, because you can make millions of dollars. Like, we could package our program up and just sell it as information cheaply and sell millions of it. But that doesn't get people results. People need coaching. They need a community because you've been doing what you're doing for many years. It takes time to undo behaviors, ingrain new standards into you, you know, new habits. coaching on your nutrition, because it's not one size fits all. It's not as though you can't just give someone a diet and that diet is right for everyone. All of the women in our program have different calories, slightly different macros. They'll have different food combinations that works for them, even though we follow the same guidelines. So we actually tested our program. We took out all of the coaching. We just had a Facebook page and we had our online website, and we tested it with 40 women. And guess how many women got a result? One.
Mm.
One. Because, you know, they didn't have the coaching. They didn't invest enough skin in the game either. So they weren't serious about it. So it's like, we don't want to do that. We want to really, truly help women. So each month we take 12 new clients into our VIP program by application only. So basically you fill in a short application form. So you tell us a bit about yourself, and then you book in a call with myself, Craig, April, Sam, or Sarah. And April's our coach, and Sam and Sarah are two clients that do onboarding and sales for us because they love the program so much that they wanted to work with us. So if you actually want to work with us and you're serious, because I don't want anyone who's going to waste our time, and I only want women who actually want to get results and do the work, I want you to go to a browser and just type in bit.ly/ and then in capitals free me KB, and you'll be able to fill in that application form, and then you'll be taken to our group calendar to actually book a call. And just before we finish up and before I share the program with you and we do the Q&A, I just want to share with you some more case studies and tell you a bit more about some of these women. So this lady, Emma Crange, she was with us from day one. Melissa Collins, day one. Melissa Collins now works for us. Emma Crange just had her first baby. So both of these women, Emma had thyroid issues. Her hair was falling out, horrendous binge eating. Like at her worst, she was sitting in a service station, binge eating, lying to her husband about where she was. She competed in comps because she thought she needed to get lean. She was completely obsessed with the scales. Now eats 2,000 calories a day, never binge eats, hair's amazing, skin's amazing, loves her body. Like she hated her body. Hey, she's
terrible.
Yeah. And now she's always fucking flashing her ass around and bloody like, I've never met, like, it's just an amazing shift. Yeah. But also too, she runs her own business. So her and her husband have two businesses. They now have a newborn baby. And she's like, you know, Kitty, and she had the perfect pregnancy, no morning sickness. Her doctor said she had the best blood test she's ever seen. And she drank chocolate milk. She ate ice cream. She ate all of the foods throughout her whole pregnancy. Melissa Collins, so she was from a very early age. She doesn't mind me telling the story, but she was addicted to drugs, alcohol. She went to jail for a period of time. Her dad pretty much told her that she wasn't going to amount to anything her whole life and that she was stupid. And she believed that her whole life. And her husband killed himself 2 years ago. And that's when I think her life really started to spiral out of control. And we sort of took her into the gym and, you know, we became really good friends with her. And this has changed her. Now she doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, she doesn't take any drugs. She's completely turned her whole life around, and now she works for us as a coach because she believes in this so much. And she wants to help women live better lives and break free from the crappy stories that they tell themselves and feel as good as she feels. Amara Norris, she has Hashimoto's. So this is just 3 days. She looks even better than this now. She doesn't actually train with us anymore because she sort of moved away from our gym and got busy with her work, but she even looks better than this now. This is just weight training 3 days a week, eating 2,000 calories a day, getting strong. Anika Rutherford, so this is the one we talked about before. So Anika, she actually came to us with her husband, Bo, and at that point, Bo didn't work for us. He now works for us as a coach. So she had severe PCOS, endometriosis. She was put on the bar, the pill. Doctors told her she could never have kids. She had horrendous periods, so like she would bleed for a month. She had to have time off work. So 18 months later, she's down 25 kilos. Her period is pain-free and regular, and she's training 3 days a week, improved her relationship with her husband. Bo now actually works for us as a coach. And he's like this super fucking nutrition nerd, hey? Like, it's incredible. Like, he's amazing. But he's as passionate as us about it too. And this is just a really short video. So, you know, we can say it, but it's like, I think, you know, listen to what some of our clients have to say about the program.
this program has changed my life. And I think I am shocked by how much it's changed my life, because it really isn't just about losing weight. It really isn't about getting skinny. The flow-on effect from doing this program with the nutrition, supporting the training, not overdoing either one, eating amazing food and training effectively, but, you know, not killing yourself 7 days a week. That has been amazing in itself, but just my mindset, which I didn't even think was a problem, has completely changed. So honestly, I'm a mother. I've got 3 children. I'm freelance. Like, I am really busy. And I also thought, I don't have the time. Like, I can't, there's no way that's achievable in my life. I can't do anything like that because I work and I've got 3 children, and that's really important to me. But this is something that I have been able to do fairly effortlessly.
So before I found NuStrength, I was your typical binge eater, and that was something I could never get under control no matter what I did. I tried every single diet there was. I'd done every 8-week, 12-week challenge. I was on the pill to try and control my terrible menstrual cycles. My hair was constantly falling out.
Diagnosed with bipolar. I was binge eating. I was so unhappy. I was constipated all the time. I was literally full of shit. I wasn't enjoying my training. I wasn't enjoying food. I just had a really unhealthy relationship with food. Yeah, I was binge eating, and my moods were really erratic. My moods were so erratic, and I've been on and off medication. I'd always loved fitness. I'm a coach, but I feel like I'd lost myself. I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know how to listen to my body. I didn't know about my body's natural cues. I was overtraining. I was overeating. Then I was undereating.
When I was 18, things got pretty fucked up for me, basically. I was told that I was not allowed to have children because of my endometriosis. And I also found out that I had polycystic ovaries, with my left ovary being 3 times the size of what my right one was. So my periods they did what they pleased. They'd come for months on end, then I'd have a couple of days or a week break, and then they'd be back again. So I was constantly on my period. So I started putting on weight. I went from a size 10 to a size 16, and that was across 5 years. And, you know, that wasn't easy for me.
You know, before I joined the NuStrength program, I was jumping all around the place trying this, that and the other. I would try no sugar, high fat, intermittent fasting. I was trying all the different exercise things, 12 minutes of intensity and doing that 5 to 7 times a week. I was trying some strength training. I was trying all the classes, and I just had no idea really what it was going to be the thing that worked for me, gave me the results that I was looking for. I had difficult menstruation. I had skin issues that were so annoying. I digestion issues with, bloating, all those uncomfortable, unpleasant things. And sometimes I would find that I'd be great for a few weeks on the new regime I was trying, and all of a sudden it'd just all disappear and all the symptoms would start coming back. And so there's just constant frustration with how I was feeling and the results I thought I'd got, but then they're gone, and start all over again. What's the next way to go forward for this?
So the results I've seen since starting the program are I've lost body fat. I'm back in all my old clothes, including a pair of jeans that I very optimistically bought at some stage during my pregnancy and thought these will be great. And now I'm wearing them and they look awesome. I'm sleeping better. My skin's great, got more energy. I'm definitely been able to manage kind of my stress levels and anxiety. Everything's really good. And, most importantly, I feel like I've got a whole lot of tools that I'll be able to take into the future to kind of track and measure. That was kind of what I hadn't really learned yet, and what I've definitely learned from Kitty is how to implement the things that I already knew and put them in an organised way and apply them to my life. And so those skills will be ongoing, which is great.
So the results that I've seen so far, I think the biggest one would definitely be my loss of 15% in body fat. That's been huge. I am the strongest that I've ever been. I no longer binge eat. That's a thing that is just so in my past. I now instinctively eat. I don't need to follow a plan. I love my training. I'm not just training to punish myself. I'm training because I genuinely love it and enjoy it.
The results I've seen so far: sleep better, great sex drive. Most of all, the biggest two things for me is I've lost 17.5 kilos just in 9 months alone. And since January last year, I've had the most regular normal periods. No pain, no symptoms, no nothing. My last period just before, Bo actually had to tell me that I was on my period because I didn't know. So it works. Food does heal the body. My lookout on life's a lot better. I feel confident in myself. I feel happy. I'm proud of the way that I look now. I don't feel ashamed. I send regular photos to Kitty of new outfits and my bulging quad muscles. Woohoo! I send sexy photos to my husband, which I haven't done in 5 years. So that for me is a massive boost.
Results so far, I'm blown away. Ever since I can remember, and ever since my mum can remember, I have been constipated. As soon as I stopped breastfeeding from my mum, I've been constipated. After literally 4 days of eating everything that Craig told me to eat, well, I'm not full of shit anymore. I'm not constipated at all. I'm going to the toilet every single day at the exact same time. Never had any issues with constipation. My moods, I'm not erratic anymore at all. I'm off my medication. I'm completely off all my prescription medication, not taking anything to try and go to sleep. I fall asleep within 10 minutes. Don't wake up during the night. I sleep right through. Oh, I'm just happier in general. I'm just so much happier in general. And on top, my strength. I never in my life thought I would ever be able to say dumbbell press like 20 kilos without a spot. I dumbbell pressed 22.5 kilo dumbbells last week, all by myself. I had some spotter who didn't even help me. It was not a good spot, but I didn't even need it. Turns out I could just do it myself. I'm bench pressing like a dude. I'm lifting like a guy, and my partner keeps telling me that my butt is the roundest and the firmest.
At this end of it, I now breeze through menstruation. Very little to no pain, and brief. It's just a walk in the park, really. In terms of my skin, I saw a big change. Beforehand, I was having regular breakouts. Very frustrating. Being an adult, I had better skin when I was a teenager than I've had through my 30s. And now that I've worked out what those triggers are, I can avoid all of that, and my skin's so much better, which again gives you a bit more confidence. Digestion, it's so nice to just feel comfortable, to not be worried about, okay, I'm going to have this side effect from eating this meal. My sleep has improved. I don't sleep for any longer than I usually do, and that's, just, I guess, lifestyle, and my body has learned how to cope on that much, but it's definitely more restful. I do wake up more refreshed. Not being afraid to eat some good dense calories at night, something that's sort of comforting and enjoyable as well. A bit of real ice cream and some milk, a bit of honey is so great, and it really helps me fall asleep quicker. It's really great to be doing no cardio and achieving the results that I've achieved. So getting that athletic, toned physique that I was working so hard at getting before and just couldn't get, and now doing less exercise, I'm getting there. It's fantastic.
If I can do it, anyone can. And I honestly think this is like, for me, has been the single most important decision I made, and I'm so glad I made it. I feel so empowered. And I know these are just all catchphrasey words, but it's just no word of a lie. It has changed my life. I feel like I've always been mindful when I interact with my kids and my family, but I feel like I'm even more mindful, and I feel like the strength that I'm kind of getting from lifting and the mental strength I'm getting from lifting is just having a flow-on effect. Like, I wouldn't change it for the world. And I would say if you're sitting on the fence, or it's something you're thinking about but you're not quite sure if you can do it, I would just say jump in, because Craig and you, Kitty, have been amazing. Like, there have been times where You've always been in contact with me when I need it. Whenever I need help, you're there. Like, you know, that first time I was in the gym, I think, no word of a lie, I sent Craig like 30 panic texts, and he was responding to every single one of them. And he followed up with me. Like, you will have support. You will get so much more out of this program. So just do it. It's the best thing you can do for your future self. That's what I would say.
So, if you'd like to work with me, we only work with a select few women, and our program isn't for everyone, and that is okay. So this program is for you if you're tired of being trapped by restrictive diets, if you actually want to get stronger, and if you're open to change, and you're willing to let go of old beliefs, and you'll do the work, and you want to change your body in a sustainable way and feel confident again, then this program will do all of that for you. It's not for you if you want a quick fix, because our program isn't a quick fix. It's a long-term sustainable change that will set you up for life. And it's not for you if you think that it's going to be easy and you're not going to have to do any work. You will have loads and loads of support, but you have to be willing to put the work in and make the changes yourself. Otherwise, you're never actually going to break free. And I just wanted to share with you, because I think one of the other parts of the program, which is so brilliant, and I think so many women forget about, is that you need a community behind you. You need to be in an environment where people lift you up and support you, but also kick your ass when, you know, you're giving them bullshit excuses. Because, you know, like we said, the women in our program, like these are just some screenshots from women in our program, they want to see you succeed, you know, like there are no egos in our program. There is no competition. You know, it's every single woman in there will get behind you and push you when you need it, and they'll lift you up and they'll encourage you. And they want to see you be the best. They want to see you reach your goals, and be happy in yourself. So, you know, I think, and that's something that I'm really proud of, that we've been able to build this incredible community of women who are so supportive, and who actually really want to genuinely change their life. So there's the link. So bit.ly/freemekb. Make sure you do it in capital letters. Pop that in, fill in the short application form, then you'll be taken to our group calendar. It's called Schedule Once. You'll book in the time to chat with us. You'll get a confirmation email. We use Zoom. It's really easy to use. It's just like bloody Skype. You click on the link, open it. But please don't, we only have limited spaces over the next 3 days to take applications. And we have, so please only book a call if you're serious about working with us and you're actually going to turn up to the call. Because we only want to work with women who want to work with us and who actually want to put the work in. Yeah.
We can only help people who need our help, not people who actually need help, if that's so to speak. So it's just like we will go above and beyond, but you've got to be willing to be the one who wants to put in the work
and wants to change. But it's exciting. It's exciting and it's fun. You get to lift and you get to eat real fucking food, which is just so good. So yeah, like, you know, I always say to women, you know, like, you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, and ask yourself, what is it costing you? You know, are you going to spend another 10 years of your life dieting? Are you going to spend another 10 years of your life hating the body that you're in and not wanting to have sex with your husband and having terrible menstrual cycle and having digestive issues? Yeah. And it's funny, like every woman, because I always do interviews, if the women want to, like it's only if you want to, but most women love this program. They want to shout from the rooftops. And when I always ask them if it was worth the investment, they're like, it was worth 10 times the investment. You know, it's something that has literally changed their life. And they always want to share it with other women, which is so awesome. And for those of you who have stayed on right to the end, if you shoot, I'm not going to send this to you automatically, so you've got to actually send me an email. So if you send me an email, kitty@newstrength.com.au, and then at some point tomorrow I will reply with the 4-week program. And now we are going to answer questions. So let's go to the question box and we'll scroll through. And if anyone wants to just type questions now, and we can answer them. Let me just turn the share screen off. So I'm just going to scroll down from the top. Kylie, I'm going to say, yay. I mean, I get so excited about this. Like, it just excites me so much. Yeah, that's the link there, Sally, bit.ly/freemekb. So free me, Kitty Blomfield. It would be nice, Kitty, to send everyone who logged in tonight. I understand some have had to go. Kitty and Craig, perhaps you could follow us up as we were all interested. Yeah, so just shoot me an email if you just send me an email, then I can reply with the program. So all you have to do is shoot me an email, which will take about 2 seconds. Is there a link to join the program yet? Nikki got it up there, bit.ly. Here, I'll just type it. So. That's the link there, if anyone's looking for it. I've been in the care of a specialist and have a rehab program. Oh, awesome, awesome. Monique, Kate, Craig can probably answer that one. Jet, I have a bad back too. It's a hassle trying to get good people to help. What's your thing with backs?
The thing with backs is it's not often your back. It's often something else, usually like your glutes, unless you've actually got an impact or a particular structural injury. But yeah, I would need to have a chat to you first, without actually knowing the full background of what it is and what the actual problem is whether we could actually help you. But yeah, I mean, we've worked with a lot of people with those types of injuries before. It's not so much of going, can I help you or not? It's more about knowing what you can do and what you can't do, and then building a program around hopefully improving that situation, but at the same time allowing you to progress other areas. So, but yeah, we would just need to have a chat so I could get a bit more of an understanding about that.
Mm. I've missed my entire kids to listen to this and we're really getting nowhere. Some people are so funny. It's like, well, you don't need to watch the free webinar, guys.
I missed the entire night with my kids. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yes, it's like, guys, we said at the end we would go through and answer the questions because we don't want to stop continuously through it. We do a Q&A at the end, not during the actual program. We're just going through and working our way through. Yep, so if you just email me, guys, and I'll email you the program. I couldn't see the webinar. We did say, guys, that we would answer the questions at the end, not during the actual chat. That's it. Well, we did say, guys, to wait till the end to answer any questions. So, well, we hope you got something out of that, and hope you learnt and got a bit out of it, because we can
obviously there's a lot of people who've got some questions. So it's just like, if if it's something that you're actually serious about, just book a call and we can have a chat. Like if you get me on the call, or one of the other girls, it's just like, we don't sell to anyone. We first and foremost want to know what you've been doing and what you're doing now, and ultimately where you want to be. and we'll just see if what we do would be a right fit for you. You know, because some people are very specific in what they want and you know, certain belief systems, and a lot of the time that doesn't always align. So, you know, that's what the calls are there for you to book and just see if it would be something that would be suitable for you.
Here's a few more questions. Debbie, does this principle work for guys? Yeah, absolutely. It's the same process. It's just that guys need more calories and different macronutrient splits. So we actually have a few of the guys who are the husbands of the women in our program who actually train with Craig, and they follow the same process. I have some kettlebells and a 10-kilo weight at home, as well as strength bench. I started last week with weights. So you change 3 rep sessions. Well, that's awesome, Carol. Like, I think, you know, obviously you'll get so far with that and your body will adapt, right? And then you'll need to progress to the next stage, and then
it's just the people like with 10-kilo kettlebell and that sort of, there'll be a point where you just can't get any more stimulus from that. You're going to need to increase the weight. You're going to need to try and increase the more advanced type exercises, like, you know, starting to do squats and deadlifts, you know, and some bench press and those sort of things. So for now, that'll work really well, and then once it basically stops working, you know, that'll be the time that you need to reassess and move on to something a bit more advanced.
Hey, Kitty, I'm struggling with your comment to not eating greens. You know, I think a lot of the thing is, it's like you can eat green vegetables if you want to. You just don't need to eat you don't want to eat like, because I think, like, what I used to do is I would eat just green vegetables and meat, and I would eat heaps of green vegetables at every meal. So if you are someone who has a strong metabolism and no digestive issues, then you can handle some of that roughage and have no problem. So it's like, if you have no digestive issues and you want to eat green vegetables, cook them really well and make sure you serve them with protein and carbohydrates. So for example, have a steak, you could cook the green vegetables, have butter with them, and just make sure they're cooked really well, because that makes them much easier for your body to digest, because they're made of cellulose and your body doesn't make the enzyme that breaks them down. So if you really want to have them, cook them well, serve them with butter, and make sure you add carbs in. What kind of supplements would you recommend for training? You could probably answer that one. None. You don't need any.
Yeah, I think you've got to understand the role of a supplement. All right, a supplement is you take it because you're deficient in something within your diet. Now, a lot of the supplements that are out there at the moment are bogus. There's a few that are actually that work okay, like things like creatine monohydrate and that sort of stuff. But if you get enough red meat in your diet, then you won't need to take it. As far as the best supplement that you can take, salt is by far one of the very best. You could do, caffeine, coffee. Coffee is good if you need a bit of a pep up before training, and then just carbs after that. Have some sort of dense carbs before you get in with your training. You just don't need to really do anything. Like the whole niacin and all this stuff that makes you scratch your face and everything kind of puffy. Like it's all just a cheap trick. Like you just don't need to fill your body with that crap. So as far as supplements, it's just like, well, what are you deficient in for starters? Fix it with food, and then after that, if you just need a bit of a pep up for training, then just do with some coffee, just do with some carbs. Creatine is the only one that I've actually seen work, but again, it's just you don't need it if your diet's right. So I'm just not a big supplement person. Protein powders are fine, give people more digestive issues than anything else. Again, real food is what makes the difference. So just stick to the basics. So
you can see here, obviously, because we've never used this webinar platform before. Yeah, I'm sorry that you guys didn't get to see the slides, but I wouldn't worry too much about them because they're just pointers for us to prompt us to keep us on track about what we're talking about. So you haven't really missed out on anything from the slides. Yep. Really, everything that they're just basically to prompt us, to keep us on track. Yep. Craig, do you suggest upper and lower body split programs or overall program divide over 3 days?
Overall body, as in full body. Look, both of those methods will work. We depending on the style or the kind of the phase, we will use both. Upper lower is really, really good. Full body is generally the hardest style of training because you're literally working your full body 3 times a week, and it's a lot more taxing on your nervous system. So we won't use it all the time. There'll be periods where we'll do some full body programming. Upper and lower works really, really well. Push-pull works really, really well. At the moment, the current program is kind of like a full body, upper body, full body type sort of program. So it will, any program, any style will work, providing that you're measuring your progress and you've got a decent structure of progression week to week in which you can actually utilize appropriately to actually create the stimulus you need to actually be better. So any of it will work. It's more about the actual structure between those and how you're progressing it from week to week. So, yeah.
Can you, the email address, so it's Kitty, so it's my first name, Kitty, at NuStrength, NuStrength.com.au. Sandra, what sort of milk? So dairy, it's really person dependent. So like we've had women in our program, who have had reactions to different types of milk. So yeah, it's like, also too, if you have any sort of lactose intolerance, we found in our experience, it's best to take it out initially, work on healing the digestive tract. So like bone broth, gelatins, ripe fruits, and then improve metabolism, lower cortisol and adrenaline, and then gradually start to reintroduce dairy. So start with things like hard cheeses, mozzarella cheese, and then milk. So like we have a lot of clients that do quite well on A2 for some reason. Like it's just, it's really weird. So you really do need to test and measure and go gradually, because I think if you go from drinking no milk to all of a sudden adding in 2 litres of milk, you're going to have issues. So the key is always gradually and test and measure and be consistent. So it's like you can't eat a million different foods because then you never know what's causing what. So it's like set the diet, test it, and then add one thing at a time and see how it goes. And then, yeah, we've had one lady who had really bad, like itchy scalp. What's it called? Anyway, she gets like flaky, really itchy, flaky scalp. So we took all of the dairy out, and then now she's just drinking A2, eating Babybel cheese and eating Parmesan, and has no issues whatsoever. So it's really interesting. Like the yogurt seemed to be a bit of an issue too. So it's really just test and measure. Hey guys, you said to do a really good weight space session, then not return to the gym until fully recovered. Can you please tell what fully recovered looks like? Sometimes it takes 4 days for muscle soreness to go away. Should I be waiting 4 days? It's probably a better one for you to answer.
Yeah, so it is a bit person dependent. You've got to look at what else is going on in your life. If you have a pretty stressful job and you work sort of long hours, then your recovery is going to be hindered by that. Also, your ability to execute movements well, allowing your performances to be greater and you push harder, is also going to be a bit more taxing on you. So generally, muscle soreness isn't always an indicator. Like you're always going to have muscle soreness, but muscle soreness can kind of draw out for quite a while. It's not always an indicator that you haven't recovered. It's just residual muscle soreness. The best way to kind of understand when you should return to the gym is like when for me personally, like after I've done a deadlift day, like I feel the next day I feel tired. Like I feel a bit kind of weak and whatever. And it's like from a metabolic standpoint of view, you'll see that take a massive hit. And you can actually, if you ever take your temperature and pulse, if you take it the day before you do your deadlift session and then you take it the day after, you'll notice that you're dropping the body temperature. So that's a sign that your metabolic recovery is going to take a little while. But generally, you can take your temperature again, and once that kind of raises back up to that normal level, that's a pretty good indication that you've recovered again. Now that's an extreme way of doing it, but generally as a feeling, it's just when you feel good again. It's when you feel like you can go back to the gym and put in a really, really good effort, because if you can't put in any kind of solid effort that's going to make any genuine progress, then it's just a waste of time. Like thinking that you just need to go to the gym just to do training because you should train is just that's a poor way of doing it. Your muscles are only going to get stimulated by you being able to put on a greater effort than you've done previously. So if you're going back to the gym too soon when you haven't recovered, we're not going to be able to put in those really awesome efforts. So therefore it just becomes a waste of time. So what's the answer? For each individual person, it's just different. You know, you've just got to look at that. But you'll know, like you'll just say, yeah, I'm actually feeling good. But, you know, sometimes it could be 2 days, it could be 3 days, it could be 4 days. You know, sometimes it could be even 5 days. You know, and a lot of people in the industry go, well, you can't do that. Like, you know, results are going to go backwards. It's like, no, your results will go backwards if you train too often. And you will get weaker, and you'll go in and try and lift weights. You'll be just like, oh, I just feel really weak. It's just like, okay, if you feel like that, go home. Yeah. So.
Where do you source your liver? So the liver doesn't actually store the toxins, but we always get grass-fed and finished beef. So we get ours in Brisbane from a little butcher called Carina North Quality Meats. He's amazing. Like pretty much our whole gym goes there. But if you can just find a good grass-fed and finished butcher, and it freezes really well. So like he buys it in bulk, and then we'll make pate in freezer, or we'll just freeze the liver on its own. And, you know, it's good. It's beautiful. I love the liver. I'm stuck in a cardio rut, and I've found out I'm pregnant. Well, actually, it's so fun. We had to kick Dorina out of the gym. Like, we actually had to make her finish up, because we were like, look, you're so pregnant now, you're ready to pop. But what's with them? What did you modify?
Do some supported squats, so they just hold the TRX and that. Like, that's right at the end. But for the most part, for probably the first half of the pregnancy, you can still train effectively.
But you've got to do what you've always done. Like, don't just start, like if you've never lifted, don't then go and suddenly start lifting all these heavy weights. Hey, like if your body's already used to it, like Emma and Dorina and all these women,
be smart about it,
and like Victoria and what's the advice for attending the gym in 50? And that's quite frightening. We've got Nikki Bayliss is 65, Deb Jones is 62. I just actually did 2 testimonial interviews with Len. She's 51. Andrea, she's 52. I think, you know, you've just got to rip the Band-Aid off and go. Like, a lot of the women come into our program like, we're so scared to go to the gym, Kitty. It's like really daunting, but you never grow if you never push yourself to do things that you're afraid of. And of course it's going to be scary the first time, but once you get in there and you get past that fear and you push yourself, then you'll be fine. Like, we've got hundreds of women in our program and they can all do it. And I always say to myself, if I'm ever scared to do something, what's the worst that can happen? You're not going to die. You're not going to die. So it's like, just get in there and do it and get the, and just rip the Band-Aid off. Would love to chat with you, Craig. Have seen a ton of experts at my back. I can rack pull 120, but hurt myself picking up a sock. Any ideas?
Yeah. Got lots of ideas why that's happening. The fact that you can rack pull 120 clearly says that you're strong. But the fact is that when you pick up a sock and you feel this sensation in your back is a nerve lock issue. Generally around your sciatic nerve, but they're pretty much going to be up around your glutes. So when people just get into a certain position, because you think like, if I really had a bad back, whatever that means, the structural issue, you wouldn't be rack pulling 120. Like the bar, just bending over in that position to pick up the bar would hurt. So you can pull rack pull 120, which is awesome, but bending over to get a sock, it's just like there is an issue there in that particular range, in that particular way you're doing it. So understanding the nerves around that issue, around that area, and being able to get them to release is how you're going to fix that. Unless you've got another underlying issue that you know of, like structural. But if it's not that, if you've had the MRI and the experts go, oh, look, you've got some disc degeneration here and you've got a couple of bulge discs, which everyone does, then generally it's going to be a nerve issue. And 99% of the time, that's exactly what it is. So, yeah, I mean, depends on where you live. You know, we've got a therapist that we use who fixes those. That's what he does. But after that, it's really about just understanding where you get pain and not do those things that cause you pain. Picking up a sock, that's unfortunate. You just need to try and find a different way to do it. But the reality is, at the end of the day, it's not going to be back. Like there's nothing wrong with your spine. I guarantee it. It's just going to be a nerve block there that you need to get released. So, yeah. depends on where you live and if you've got any actual people that do like dry needling specifically, and who actually understand how to work with nerves.
Elisa, sign up to the 20-day challenge. Sometimes, because ManyChat's a program that we use to deliver the 20-day challenge, it's quite new. So sometimes the videos don't work for whatever reason. There's nothing that we can really do about it. But all of the instructions are in the actual in the message part of it with the download. So you're not going to miss anything by not seeing the videos. Can we send you the slides? No, guys, we can't send you the slides. Sorry. But, you know, all of the PowerPoints is just dot points really to prompt us to speak. You know, like everything that you've listened to is just us speaking off the slides. So you wouldn't have missed anything, even though it's annoying that you didn't get to see the slides by not seeing the slides. I have a massive herniated L5 S1 joint, so I can't busy. So
just doing 3 sets.
10 to focus.
Yeah, that's good. So you want to, when you've got a herniated, you really want to focus on really doing things that are going to really stabilize your spine and show and force you to brace well. So things like planks, perfect. Side planks, bird dogs. So you can look that up on YouTube. There's plenty of them there. Anything that's going to force core stabilization, spinal stabilization, and bracing ability. So being able to diaphragmatic breathe. So doing like 90-90 breathing is another thing you can look up on YouTube. And then after that, yeah, it's doing things like pause squats. So beginner program is good, but you want to be able to do like a slow eccentric, like a 5-second down, be able to pause into the below parallel part, and then 5 seconds up, and really just focus on good movement pattern along with the breathing and the bracing. So core work is good, but just not things like crunches, or you don't do any of that sort of stuff. It's just planks and, you know, side planks and bird dogs, dead bugs. These sort of things are going to be really, really important for you to come over that and allow you to actually get back to normal function.
So the reason that we peel the potatoes is because they're of the fibre. So they're really fibrous, so they feed gut bacteria. And like whenever I eat the peel, I get really quite gassy. So it just feeds that gut bacteria. How many times a week can you deadlift? Well, you could deadlift every day if you wanted, but if you do it with decent weight.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's just, you know, there's a lot of programs in there, certainly in the powerlifting world, where they, you know, they might get you deadlifting up to 3 times a week, and you can do it if the weight and the intensity you're using is of a certain level that allows you to do it 3 times a week. Generally, the way we do it, you would just do it once, because we'll get you to push hard with that. And when you're forcing the envelope and you know, and I'm not saying that you need to be lifting like, you know, 85, 90%, 100% of your capability, even at 65, 70%, you know, that's still going to equate to about 15 to 20 reps. You know, something like that is still going to have a taxing point. There's so much muscles that go into using, so that go into being used when you do a deadlift. So it taxes from you. But yeah, look, you can deadlift multiple times per week. It's just generally the way we do things, we don't usually do it like that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's just the way we do things. Yeah, you'll get more out of your deadlift. Just putting in the hard work and just doing it once and letting yourself recover.
Nikki, when we do promo, you say we're guided by key cells. So basically we have a 90 video exercise library. So you get your program, we have the levels, and you watch the videos, you perform the exercise, you video yourself, just short videos, and then you post them in our private Facebook group, and our coaches will go back and comment individually on each exercise and tell you what you need to do to basically pass and get to the next level. So we give you specific technical coaching on your videos, and then on the coaching call sometimes too, we'll just get up and demonstrate things and show you stuff. So yeah, that's. I mean, we've taught hundreds of women how to lift. It's amazing. It's actually quite amazing, you know, and how good these women have become at lifting. Claire, Maria, Ray, Peter, yay! Better program, get a local weight trainer. I don't know, like we're really particular about our methodology and the way we coach, and we've never met anyone who coaches and teaches the way that we strength train, like the movement. So we've actually had a lot of women come in who have PTs and then get rid of them because they just don't need them anymore, because we coach them on their technique. We make them great lifters by watching their videos and giving them advice. So I find a vegetarian find hard not to have lentils on top of my whey protein. Oh, sorry, someone asked about whey protein. So we avoid all protein powder. We just have gelatin. And if you want to do more reading on that, go to Rob Turner's website, the guy that wrote our nutrition program, and there's some really good reading on that. So if you're a vegetarian, we actually, Monique, have a couple of vegetarian. You can't be vegan, like you won't be able to do our program if you're vegan, but if you eat eggs and drink milk and eat cheese and dairy, then you can definitely get enough protein in. And we have some vegetarians that have done really well. Hey, it's just that the lentils are really hard to digest, and like usually we find with them, with our vegetarian clients, if they can heal their digestion first, then every now and then they can have some really super well cooked lentils, and they can sort of handle that. What is the app you use to track your workouts? So that's called Recomposer. So it's not an app that you can use, that anyone can use. You have to be Recomp certified, and all our coaches, including Craig, so you have to go through an actual special test, like a body composition test, a strength test, and you have to be a sports nutritionist to actually be able to get certified to use that software. Nikki, no, we don't provide meal plans with the training program, because there's no one meal plan that fits like one size fits all. It needs to be customized to the person. So like everyone who does our program has they do their own diet, and we help them set their macros and then test and measure. Is this a free challenge? Yep. So Jeanette, our 21-day challenge is a free challenge. So our Win It Life program is our paid program, but if you do our 21-day challenge, there's heaps of free content in there, training programs, nutrition info. How far do you go with weights? Won't get to a level that is just insane and you can't lift any further. Absolutely. Also, like genetically, you'll get to a point where, hey, Craig, like you're not going to be able to lift anymore. Yeah, but I think it's...
If you get to that point, you're going to look...
You're going to be happy with your body. Yeah, like for me now, like I'm probably, I'm just trying to maintain the physique that I have, and I just sort of chip away, and I'll set myself different training goals. So like at the moment we're working on dips, and I'm just trying to get better at dips and increase my weight on dips. So like I've moved to, I've still deadlift, obviously, it's squat and bench, but like for me to get massively stronger on those, it will be hard because am obviously probably getting close to my potential, or I'd have to put on a lot more muscle. A lot of what you said is, but yeah, I know it's science. Hey, totally. Changing, helpful. Be up to need some sleep while I can. Or send an email. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, good content. Yeah, exactly, Debbie. Like, don't worry, guys, that you couldn't see the slides. Like the slides is just a prompt to basically prompt us to talk, basically. So if you listened, then you would have got all the information. Yeah, I would say you're a small and the big gyms suck. Yeah, the big gyms are not that great, but like we have a lot of women who don't train at our gym. Like we have more women in our online program than we do in our actual gym. And they all seem to go, like they go to their own gym. I think you've just got to be like, well, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to get out and I'm going to focus on myself. So it doesn't matter about what anyone else is doing, and, just put your headphones in, focus on lifting and hitting your numbers.
Or you buy a squat rack and some barbells and plates from home. A lot of women have done that.
Yeah, we have heaps. We have heaps of women, hey, that have basic little strength gyms. Like you probably set up $2,000, $2,500 maybe, and you can have all the equipment that you need. My knees get sore. Does this mean I need to cut back on the weight until I get stronger?
It depends on how you're doing it, Monique. Like a lot of times it can be technique issues to why you're getting that issue. You've always got to ask the question, it's like, why am I getting pain? First of all, you've got to look at the thing that's causing you pain and look at how you're doing it. If everything was good after that, then you need to kind of dive a little bit deeper. But yeah. So.
Thanks for the info. Gelatin, why do you prefer than protein? So Protein powder is basically just a waste product, and it's high in an amino acid called tryptophan, which can suppress thyroid function. And traditionally, meat-eating cultures would eat the entire animal, so we'd get all the beautiful gelatin, but now we just eat muscle meat. So everyone's like, oh, just eat the steak with no of the beautiful gelatin on there. So gelatin's helps with your skin and your nails, stage 2 detoxification of liver, and it's really good for your gut, for gut health. So like, joints too. Like we've had a lot of women come in with joint pain and they've changed their diet, put the gelatin in, and that's gone away. And healing the gut, like bone broths are really great, aren't they? For anyone who has any sort of gut issues.
It's really high in amino acid glycine, which is really, really healing.
Yeah.
And again, you wouldn't use that so much as a protein powder alternative, because it's not going to do the same as what a protein powder, because it's higher in branched chain amino acids, which is what a lot of people need from a muscle building point of view. So it's not really used for that as a supplement of the full spectrum of amino acids you would need to build muscle. We use it as a digestive aid, but again, you don't need protein powder if you're getting enough protein in your diet. You know, like I don't have it. Like I eat at the moment, I'm eating beef mince, and I eat fish for dinner, and I have eggs. Like I get all the protein done there. I have about 210 grams of protein a day. And I just found I used to smash protein powder like it was going out of fashion. Like I'd hate to think about how much money I spent.
God, we had a massive supplement when we first met. Remember when we did the program demo, and like we just threw out all our supplements, so much wasting money. Just crazy. Yeah.
But I just found it just caused me so many digestive issues when I had it. And I tried different brands. Some were better than others, but the moment I just got off it, I just noticed a dramatic change. So I'm just not a big believer in the supplements thing. There's very few. It's just, you can just get it all from food, guys. You just save your money.
Totally. Seriously, get it from food.
Save your money.
My only issue is I'm trying to get rid of my stomach and get it to, okay, Carol. So having a toned stomach, you just got to get rid of the fat. Hey, Craig, like you have to get leaner.
Yeah. I mean, look, digestion's a massive part. It's just like
bloating.
If you can improve your digestion, you'll lose a couple of kilos just in bloating alone, which will obviously improve the appearance. And again, that's just going to come back to food. After that, it's just going to be about body fat change, you know. So you're obviously putting on some muscle, controlling your body weight with your calories, and you know, measuring those body composition changes and making sure that you're getting to the point of where you're getting leaner. You know, that's how you need to do it. It's just like get strong, control your body weight with your food, test and measure, make the change. Like that's literally the process.
Is your program for all ages of life? Absolutely. Like we've had women as young as 20, and our oldest client is 65. So all women can absolutely do our program. Hey, Craig.
Yeah.
Stop touching me.
Oh, you missed the question.
Which one?
Go back up. Okay.
Carrie. So yeah, you can absolutely get rid of the baby tummy. Like the majority of the women in our program have kids, like 80%.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Ali, Maisie, all of those women have had kids that we showed you. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. You just need to get leaner and get your diet right and get stronger.
Just on the other, the thing with the big gyms as well, I know a lot of people can feel a little bit intimidated because they've got to go into the the weight section where the guys are. But the thing is, it's like with all the big muscle heads that are in there and people get intimidated, they're actually the people that you actually need to be least worried about, because they're too busy looking at themselves in the mirror and focusing on what they're doing. Like the people that are in good shape are very focused on what they're doing. They're not wasting time dicking around doing so it's like, you know, just the reality.
They're not even looking at you. Probably they're just looking at themselves.
Yeah, you know, and it's just because it's a bit foreign. But once you get in there and you get over that unknown and understand what you need to do, then it's just you don't even think about that stuff anymore. So,
Chantal, how do you sign up to the 21-day challenge? So just go to my Facebook page. So it's Kitty Blomfield Sugar and Strength, and there's a button that says sign up. So if you hit it, and then you can sign up to the free 21-day challenge. If you join a local gym, do you need anyone to help you? No, you don't need anyone to help you. So basically, there's 3-level programs and there's corresponding videos. So you watch the videos, you perform the exercise, you video yourself. So it's really easy. Like women have little tripods, or they just get their phone and they turn it around and stick it on a kettlebell, and then you record it and then you just upload it to it's private Facebook page, don't worry. And our coaches give you feedback and coaching, and then we go, okay, you either need to work on this, and then you go away and you do it again and record it, or we move you to the next level. And basically you just keep going through that progress. Even when you're on our advanced program, the women who've been lifting for a while, they still record videos and get advice on technique and feedback. So they can become better lifters.
You never stop becoming better and refining what you're doing and essentially trying to master the craft. You know, but the better you get at it, the better execution, the better your performance will be, which means the better your body composition.
And you can do it at your home gym, or you can do it at a gym. So we have probably, there's heaps of women who bought home gyms, because they're just busy and it's just easier for them. So I thought there's a few ones down here that we missed. Vegetarian answers that. We avoid the protein pack. But if you had to have some whey,
just have whey protein.
It's just it's easier to digest. Macros. Not sure if I missed what you said about macros. Do you suggest more protein, carbs? No, always more carbs than protein. So this is a rough rule of thumb, but 2 to 3 grams of carbs per gram of protein. So let's say your intake of protein was a total 100 grams, you'd eat between 200 to 300 grams of carbs a day. But always the key is to increase gradually until you get to a certain point where you feel good and you sleep well, your energy is good. So not limiting carbohydrates. Yeah, so like majority of the women in our program, like my macro split, let me have a look in my FitnessPal, is diary goals. Mine is 54% carbs, 24% protein, 22% fat. So it's going to vary for the individual, but roughly I would say between 20 to 30% protein, between 20 to 25% fat, and then the rest carbs, hey Craig, depending on the individual. Like we adjust the macros up and down depending on their symptoms. So that's a rough guide, but everyone
also have their body composition.
Belinda Cooper, so that, as we said before, is Recomposer. So that's not an app that everyone can use. Like that's one that's an in-house app that you need to be certified to actually use. Thanks, Katrina. How many gaps said? Don't worry about, guys, if you miss the slide. Like the slides again were just us prompting us to speak so we could remember, what's the next bit. So basically it's just words with little pictures. So you haven't missed anything. Oh yeah, Chronometer, that's the app that tracks the actual micronutrients. So we get women to use that to track their calcium. Sucking jack of diets. So we just use MyFitnessPal to track the food, and Recomposer is our training software. Squatting, we talked about the back. I think we got that one. Talked about the split. Talked about that one, answered that one. Talked about the greens. Talked about that, we got that. Yeah, right, 50s, yeah. I think we got everyone. Let's see if there's any more at the top. Sorry, with the home gym, do you have a link that shows what kind of setup you would need? So basically you just want a squat rack or power rack, barbells, dumbbells, weight plates, an adjustable bench so you can sit up and lay flat, and then a few kettlebells, hey? That's it, basically. Some bands, and if you get a safety bar, that's always good. Hey, safety bar, but not an absolute necessity, but it's good.
If you can send me an email, Felicity, which is just craig@nustrength.com.au. Shoot me an email and just ask. I've actually got a spreadsheet that I can send to you that's just got a general home gym setup that I give to people that are doing the program when they kind of go, hey, I actually prefer to do it at home. So I can just send you that. It's just got you some links to some places where you can get a cheap squat rack and a decent barbell and some upper plates and that sort of thing.
Do you gradually increase calories or increase them? I would. It depends on the person. Like we've had women come in who are had really severe digestive issues, so we couldn't increase them too quickly. But I think it just really depends on the person. Like if you're absolutely starving and you're not sleeping, your energy's terrible, you should just go straight away to 1800. It's not as though it's more of if I'm doing it right. Yeah, I think that's everything. I think we got all the questions now. So if anyone has got any further questions, I'll just type my email address in here again for everyone so that if you, at NuStrength, so if you missed it, and then the link bit.ly/me/KB for so they're the two links. Yeah, so if you just shoot me an email and I'll send you back the program, the total rep program that'll kill you, but which is also so awesome, which all the ladies are doing actually currently. Yeah, aren't they? And they're doing it in the gym. And our gym's in Brisbane. Our gym's in Brisbane, but our online program, we have it people from everywhere, hey? Yeah. Awesome. Well, have an awesome evening, everyone. I'm sorry that the slides didn't work, but don't worry, you didn't miss out on any information. And we always just like to hold the questions to the end. Otherwise, it sort of just cuts the flow of the webinar. It's easier just to answer everything at the end. And that's it. So have a great evening, everyone. Hope you guys took some stuff away from that. Just stop doing the dumb diets, lift heavy things, and eat real food. And for anyone who booked in a call, we look forward to having a chat with you.
Indeed.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye.